Yo, what up, chat? How's it going, everybody? Hello, hello. USMC chick, what is up? Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's gonna go, all right? Today, it's gonna go, okay? I'm getting work done today. There's nothing anybody can do about that. This Drunk Dane, what's up, dude? How's it going? Hello, hello. Yo, Scotty, what's up, dude? Hello, hello. Thank you for the 8 months, man. Good to have you back. Thank you for the resub. And CM Griffing, the lurk master himself. Thank you for the 41 months, brother. Appreciate you. Oh, Thug Muffin, what's up, dude? How's it going? Hello, hello. Del Void, Whisper, Vibrant Neon. What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello. How are we? How are we? I just realized that I got to respond to DM at some point. I will do that. But what's up, everybody? Hello, hello. How are we? How is our... What is today? Wednesday? Is that what today's day is? Yeah, that's today. Today's Wednesday. How's everybody's Wednesday going? So we're gonna jump right into it. All right, I got work I got to do, and I wanna get it done, chat. All right, I wanna get it done. Let me just readjust my volume here. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I had like back to back meetings today, so I got a free chance to be able to stream. So I was like, let's do it. So I'm good. I'm glad to be here. All right, so chat. One of the things I want to do this year as well is I want to get the DevOps for our company, for Alt F4, right, in a much better space. And what I mean by that is like, you know, because we're like a homegrown company, we're not as much as I wish I could be. We're not constantly checking, you know, as much as we could be for like, okay, could we be doing something poorly here? Could we not be? You know, is this going to hurt us? Is it not? When I'm implementing something, I think about that right away, right? But when we're actually talking about like maintained over a period of time, how often do you come back to it and improve it, right? Or rethink it? We're not great at that. And that's something I want to get better at this year for sure. When I see a problem within the organization, our organization, Alta 4, I want to improve it, right? And so there's been a few things that have changed that we can actually go over here if you guys would like to. And let me see here. Let's go to Lucid. Yeah, let's go to Lucid. Improve all the things. Coder, what's up, dude? How's it going, buddy? Notice how I call you by your real name now. You know, I could have just kept calling you Coder, but I know you prefer your actual name. Thank you for the 28 months, buddy. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I did make it, USMC. I did make it. All right, so let's talk really quickly about some of the changes we've made infrastructurally. All right, infrastructurally. Dadgummit. I don't know why, but like, you see how I'm like clicking here? This does nothing. Like, I don't know why this all of a sudden just stopped freaking out or stopped working, but it did. Yeah, see, none of this is relevant anymore. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's make some changes really quickly because this is just way too big. Why don't you call me by your real name? I'm gonna be real. I don't really like doing that, honestly. Unless you like specifically tell me to. Just out of privacy sake, it's just not something I like doing. Like, I don't want to be called Eric. I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. But like, when I'm plugged in, dude, like when my brain is in the matrix, you call me Neo. You know what I mean? You don't call me by my other name. No, I don't know. It's just because I grew up that way too. Like, I'm a nerd. I've always preferred my alias over my real name. I'd rather be called BG any day than Eric. But I don't care what you decide to call me. That's up to you. Yo, Farak, dude, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I love you. Thank you for being here. Mr. Kappa, dude, thank you for the 4 months, dude. You guys are being so sweet today. Mr. Kappa, thank you for that Twitch Prime. Those Bezos Buckies. You could have given them to anybody. You gave them to us. Thank you, man. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Yo, Melky, what's up, dude? Hey, you, sir. Look at you. I remember us talking about you changing your name. You went and did it, huh? Might have to reach out to you now about stuff. What's up, baby? How's it going? Shout out to Melky. How you doing, bud? No longer a dev. Just Melky, no longer dev. I appreciate that. Just Melky, yeah, right? Yeah. Damn, the dev is wrong. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Cap. I appreciate that, man. Cassie Dev, hello, hello. How's it going? Hello, hello. Melky, no dev. Melky, sometime dev. Melky, dev. Anyways, only Melky can change his name and not lose his credentials. I think he could still lose them. I would believe he'd still lose them. I'd believe it. Yeah. Dude, the sweater. Oh, you like it? Yeah. It's my ski sweat. No way. Oh, dude, that's so sweet. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. It's perfect. Cool. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. Yo, RD Techie. Hi there. I watched your DevOps course on Front-End Masters. Thank you. Thank you for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. Seriously, I hope it was informative and you took some stuff from it, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. If you have questions, hey, man, you're in the right spot. If I ever do streaming, would be like yours, but Spanish. Dude, I'm learning Spanish. So maybe we can co-stream sometime. Yeah, I am actually picking up Spanish. Slowly. Which sucks because like I can learn a programming language like that. But like word languages, not as good. But RD Techie, man, thank you for watching the DevOps course, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Because you're a nerd, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I only didn't like that you used TypeScript. That's fine. Listen, I'm be real. One of the reasons why I use TypeScript is just because it's so easy to read, you know, and it's very quick to work with. I wanted to, part of the workshop was to really show you how like you could go from zero to hero, you know. And for me, TypeScript is that language, or well, it used to be. Honestly, Go is that language now. Maybe next time we'll do some Go examples or something like that. I'm not against it. But I really did want to make sure the first course was pretty open for almost anybody. But I'll take that critique. I'll take that hit. Would like to see it and go, yeah, absolutely. Go is my primary language now. Like Go is pretty much the only thing I focus on. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I'm also being sarcastic. Oh, okay. See, I can't tell because it's the internet and like there's no sarcasm translation that goes through chat. I am Ron Burgundy when it comes to chat. Like I'll read it and then I'll be like, "Oh, you were making fun of me." Got it. Yeah, the kappa. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you got to add the kappa. Dude, I didn't realize how crucial the kappa was until you started having to add it. Especially like if you drop like you can get real, you know, I don't want to say offensive, but like you can go pretty far when you add the cap, but when you don't have that cap, it's a little different. Same here. It brings me also into trouble sometimes at work, trying to be funny in chat. All good, dude. All good. I do it too a lot. What's Kappa cool? So okay, here I'll show you really quickly. So RD Techie, if you look at my screen here, you'll see how like if I have like a little icon there, right? That's something called Better TV. Better TTV, I think is what it's called. Yeah, BTTV. And it adds more like, so we have like cat jam. Is it cat jam or is it, which one is it? Jam. I don't know if we still have it or not. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, cat jam. So see, like for you, you'll probably just see nothing but text, but for me, you get to see kitty bounce. So yeah, it's just another like browser add-on. Yep. Same here. After my third visit with HR, I just stopped trying to be funny. Oh damn. I have to say it was a joke. Calm down. Like I said, dude, I normally, it'll like, so in real life, I just do LOL. I'll be like, OMG, you're stupid. LOL. Right? Like, cause then if you just do like, OMG, you're stupid. Right? Doesn't really work the same way. So my LOL is my kappa in real life, because if I said kappa, like in real life, people would just be like, what the f are you talking about? Oh, I almost enabled FX there. But hey, Melky, by the way, dude, I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I don't really care if like nobody wears them publicly. I just really wanted them to be something that people liked. So and we've gotten that response from a lot of people. So I'm super glad to hear that. We'll probably go with the same place again if that's the case. Because yeah, I appreciate that, bud. I have Cat Jam now. Nice. This works. Oh my God, you're still yeah. I like the course a lot. Cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. I really am. Like one of the things, and I'm just gonna say this. Dang it, dude! I can't get sidetracked. I can't get sidetracked. What's up, by the way, LKS? I really wanted that course to be a reset button on DevOps, and because one of the things that has happened to me that's been a profound impact on my career as well as like what I do is realizing that DevOps is not a title, right? It is a practice. You know what I mean? And even though I have, it's somewhere in my title or I'm on a DevOps team, it's just not the same. And when you change that perspective, you start asking why a lot more. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And so like that's why honestly, and like I talked to Mark about it because like Mark, he's brilliant. He's very good at like being able to target exactly what people are interested in. And when we were doing it, we were running through it the first time. It was, I mean, the first half of it is basically a lot of talking. And he was like, well, is there any way we can put more technology in it potentially? I was like, yeah, maybe, but like I didn't want it to make, because like DevOps especially, DevOps is like, you think of like technology when you think of DevOps. You think of cloud providers, or you think of Terraform, or you think, you know what I mean? But your mind doesn't normally initially go to, oh, you mean the practice of improving things in an organization? It's normally, oh, you mean Ansible? Oh, you mean Terraform? And so it was really important to me to not try and tie even TypeScript, right, to what DevOps actually is, because like I actually wrote a tweet the other day that I thought was pretty funny. Well, not funny, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Let me find it really quickly. Where was it? Yeah, here you go. So this was, I had to write a fast tool during an incident using Node.js, and later I wanted to maintain it in Go. ChatGPT rewrote the whole thing in minutes, and it did. I literally just like took it and I was like, rewrite it for me, and it like literally did it. So I'm not bound by a language in any way, shape, or form. Like I can start it in one thing, rewrite it in another thing. It's, for what I do at least, it's not, you know what I mean? That's not the focus as much. So yeah, I just didn't want to tie it too much to that. So anyways, I went off on a rant again. Dang it. Okay, I got to stop doing that. Anyways, bit of time ago, I had a 2-hour-long internal session about how to conduct code reviews, and I really focused on the human side of it. The interviewers were more interested in that type of session, the hard skills. That's cool, man. Well, cool, good. That makes me feel better, because there's a lot of YouTube content that I want to do that's just talking. So hopefully that means that that'll work. That'll go well too. All right, so I do want to start working here. And so what I want to work on is I am, buddy. I am. Don't worry about that. ChatGPT rewrite Ansible playbook into configuration. What's up, Cran? How's it going, buddy? How are you? From imperative to declarative. But yeah, no, RD Techie, I literally am. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool content that's going to be coming out this year that I'm excited about. And dude, thank you again. Thank you. You're the second person who's been in there and said that they've seen the video, and I was just like, thank you. Like, yeah, thank you guys. Okay. So as I was saying, I want to start solving Alt F4 DevOps problems much more efficiently. And one thing that I'm realizing is that like these problems that these solutions that we have, they need to be completely automated, dude. Like, because I am just one person, like if there's even a scenario where it's like, okay, every 9 months we gotta like rotate keys or something like that, that probably needs to be automated. You know what I mean? Mostly just because like I'm gonna forget. I might be busy with other things, and if I'm doing that, I'm just giving myself more work down the road later. Now, this is something we're already doing at Hippo, where we're trying to, again, get closer to automation, get closer and closer to where, it's self-serve and developers are just touching stuff and we're just there to support. Like, that's it. Like, we implement the, actually, Avi, one of my coworkers said it really, really, I think the best way is like, we implement the shelves and put the things on the shelves, and then you just take off what you want, right? There are shelves, there are products, right? There are things that you use, but it's reusable for you. So if you need a service, you take something off of our shelf that enables you to create a service, and then, you know what I mean? Then you have a front end deployed or you have a back end deployed and stuff. And that's actually part of what I talk about in the front end masters course. And again, shout out to the front end masters course if you guys haven't seen it. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. But basically, that's what I talk about in the front end masters course. I talk about how you want to be able to, create the tools that other people use so that, then DevOps is making these opinions and standards around how we do things, and then everybody can just easily use those utilities or those tools. And so, yeah, I want to keep doing that within, again, Hippo as well as at Alta 4. And so we have our own company board. Like we actually have our own company board. Now I'm not going to go to it because there's a lot of other stuff on it that I don't want to necessarily show, but it has engineering things on it too. And one of the things that we recently had to do, and I think a lot of you guys know this, is we shut down our on-prem cloud solution. For a while, we were running a multi-server vSphere setup. And actually, if you join our Discord, here, let me do this. If you go join our Discord, and then you go to, by the way, if you're interested in DevOps, you should definitely join our Discord. It's like one of the few Discords I've seen that just has so much DevOps conversations in them. But yeah, no, if you join our Discord and then you go to technology and you click on our pin messages here, the first message is of this sweet server rack. Now we still have the servers, like they're just sitting in the garage, but we turned these bottom ones off. And the main reason why we turned these bottom ones off was because we just got to the point where it was like, this makes more sense to have all this stuff in the cloud. We have realized that if I want to be able to make YouTube content, I can't be worried about backups. You know what I mean? If I want to be able to do other things, I can't be worried about servers being online and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying I really want to try making these solutions in a way where they are completely automated, right? Where I only have to worry about it if it breaks, right? Or something like that. And so, yeah, we shut down the 3 servers. We deployed a lot of the stuff to the cloud. And when we did that, there was a lot of things that kind of automatically got, highly available and stuff because it's an S3 and all of that, but we still have stuff that's on-prem, right? And we're going to talk about what we still have on-prem now. Mentioned you in the cow, did you? Nice. Hello! Okay, cool. So, hold on, actually, 1 second, chat. Okay, cool. All right, so what do we have left on-prem? Well, we really have 3 servers left on-prem. These are R210 nodes, and on them consists of a few things. Now, actually, if we wanted to, we could probably, there's got to be like a group icons, generic group. Yeah, that works. Okay. So we'll say R210, Dell R210, and these are technically 8 core or 8 CPU, and here, let's zoom in a bit more so you guys can see this. 8 CPU and 32 gigabytes of RAM. All right. Now, these are not like heavy servers by any stretch of the means. You know what I mean? Like they're just very small servers that, can do a decent amount of processing for us if we need them to. But we have 3 of them. These were originally our data stores for our cloud. So when we were running vSphere, these actually literally contained all the virtual disks and everything. So these were like the network storage essentially. So you actually prefer cloud now to self-host. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. I think at the end of the day, the price is definitely hard to beat. And I think another thing too is that we wanted to really, like, we have runway a bit. Well, not, I don't want to say we have a ton of runway, but like with you guys supporting us, you know what I mean? As well as like, I mean, that's really just it. As well as like sponsored streams and stuff like that. I guess what I mean to say is that we finally have gotten to a point where we can have the option of having it in the cloud or not. And when we talk about having it in the cloud versus like what you just get out of that, again, being able to immediately have services you don't have to servers you don't have to manage directly. You don't have to worry about power or ISP issues, and like those things alone, when you host from your own network, are just very challenging, and things that you never, and they come up a lot. They come up a lot, right? And so for us, we got to a point where we were just like, you know what? I think like I told you, this year is a lot of stuff we're going to be doing this year as well. And a very great explanation is like, I can't do YouTube videos and manage servers, you know what I mean? Or at least like literal physical hardware servers. So that's where the trade-off was for us, basically. Yeah. It's always a trade-off. It's never you should do this or you should do that. If you can start a company, in your garage and barely pay money for it to run out of your garage until you get to a point where you have runway, and then you can do that. That is a fine and smart business plan. Like, a lot of people have done that. We did that. You know what I mean? We did that for a few years, and then we finally went, okay, now we're going to move to the cloud, which is what we did. All right, so check it out, chat. We have 3 servers here. Now, if you ask yourself, like, okay, well, what are you using these servers for? There's only really right now a couple uses, and it's really all around content creation. So one of these has what is called our assets drive. And what this is this is a physical, or I'm sorry, not a physical. This is it's actually a Samba share, Samba share, that we have internally for all of our stream assets. So if I go here and then I go to this PC, you'll see, bam, there it is right there. That's the assets mount, right? And Atoda and I both have this set up on our machine as well as on the stream machine. And this is what makes it so that all of our all of our like assets and everything are just in one place, right? Like if we work on something, we add some assets, they're here, bam, bam, boom, we load them over the network, we're good to go. So this is what this assets drive is used for. It's all of our, graphics and all that kind of stuff. And it did actually just get a lot more storage because the servers on that machine have a lot more storage. We only were using like 1 terabyte before. Now it actually has got 2 terabytes. So we were able to gain some space. And then the second one is our production drive, right? And the production drive is just as it sounds. This is where all of our footage goes. So this is all of our MKVs, all of our MP4s, all of our any of our Twitch clips that we've downloaded, highlights, any VODs that we've pulled from Twitch. As a matter of fact, if you guys are any OGs, you might recognize this. Because yes, chat, we have a VOD of Dev Perfect. So if you were around back in the Dev Perfect days, we still have that VOD. And so yeah, this is where a lot of all of that stuff exists. As well as whenever we are, again, just editing footage. Like, this is just our footage drive. It's literally where all of our footage and everything goes, and that's why you can tell it's using a bit more space than the assets drive. It's funny, as you move to the cloud, I've seen more and more abandon it to go back to on-prem. I think it's all about manageability, man. And what you're dealing with. I think as a organization changes and its requirements change, you could easily find yourself going from the cloud and back and forth and stuff like that. Just because, you evolve. I don't think it's like I don't think we would ever do it at Hippo, because I just don't think we would ever have that need. But there's just some stuff that you have to do on-prem, man. Like, seriously, like, and it's all about the requirements, right? Like, maybe you have data requirements and you just can't have them in a cloud, right? That's got to be on-prem with your own physical servers, right? Or other things like that. And honestly, this is a good example of what we're doing here with assets in production. This is actually a good example of that, because you might be like, well, BG, why don't you just upload all of your assets in production to the cloud? Bandwidth and latency. We could, we definitely could. And as a matter of fact, like, Amazon can go as far as to do, like, VPNing into their network and like site to site and all that kind of stuff. And it's something that we could consider. However, we're going to get charged bandwidth. Like, through and through, we're going to get charged bandwidth. And when we're talking about editing 20 gigabyte, VOD files at a time or something like that, that's a lot of data. And that's not something we want to pay for yet, right? Like, CPU costs, memory costs, basically computational stuff, all that stuff. And even some like archival storage essentially is all in the cloud. But active production storage, things that like again, these assets, things that we need really quickly, if we put it in S3, we would get charged for every time we pulled that data, right? Same thing for our production drive. So for us, it is something where we had to stop and say, like, okay, does this make sense for us to have these things in the cloud? Because for a while, when I was moving the recording pipeline, I was considering it. I was actually considering saying, like, okay, well, the VODs are already there and everything. If we can just have it in the network, then bam, bam, boom, and we're good to go, right? But there's a bunch of other problems that come with that. So, we made the decision of saying we're not going to pay for bandwidth costs. We're not going to pay for, storage costs in that regard. Now, we do technically pay for storage costs, but they're backup storage, right? And that's actually what we're working on today. If we go to my Nix, hold on one sec, or my VM. Don't worry about it, man. The command wall hits everybody the first time. It's like a rite of passage. Yeah, don't worry. That's something we'll be fixing this year for sure as well. Oh, geez, I had to hiccup. Excuse me. Olaf, how's it going, by the way, bud? So actually, if you go here and you see Alta for LLC network share, look at this, assets in production, right? So these are the actual mounts that are being backed up to the cloud. Now, what's the difference here? Well, let's go to, oh, yeah, there you go, dude. It's just that. There you go. If we go to like Alta 4Stream, for example, what I want to point out to you is look at this down in the right-hand corner. Do you see this? Here, let me zoom in a bit for you guys. Do you see this right here? Look at this. What does that mean? It means that we're not using standard storage class. We're actually choosing to use a different type of storage class for our backup so that we save money, right? If you use a standard infrequent, you're going to get charged a bit more for pulling the, did you order? I haven't yet, but I'm going to order it today. I was going to order it last night and I forgot, but here, look, hold on. If you don't believe me, where did I put it? Oh, it's in one of my Chrome tabs. I put it somewhere, but yeah, I am going to buy it. I'm excited to buy it. I really am. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on my MacBook. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm hyped to buy that thing. It's going to look so cool. What was I talking about? Anyways, oh yeah, So we use standard IA as a backup resource class, right? So we're being purposeful. We're not just saying like, we can throw it in S3, no big deal. We're actually saying like, okay, well, what goes into S3 is like archive data or backup data, right? And so we have our active data on-prem, and then we have our backup data in the cloud. And then if we ever need to restore, we just restore an entire network share, right, from the cloud back locally. Bim, bam, boom, we're done. Right. And so that's basically what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be working on setting up the backups. Now, we've already got these assets and Samba drives set up. Like I said, I've already been connected to it. But we don't have any kind of like backup anything. Like they're just servers sitting there running the Samba drive. Now, these are physical hosts as well. These aren't containerized. And you might say, oh, BG, well, what does that mean? Well, your boy, got a little crazy. Speaking of Twitter again. And if you go to another tweet that I tweeted actually a little while ago, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here you go. we set up our servers with Nix. And so we're not running containers on these top 3 servers because we actually set them up with NixOS. And so these servers actually run with Nix configurations that actually have the Samba drive set up and all of that stuff already. And so that's why we don't have any containers here, right? But that does mean that we're going to have to figure out a way to set up some kind of task essentially on the server using Nix. And that is partially also what we're going to be working on today as well. Hi, what's your opinion on Pulumi? I like Pulumi. Yeah, I like Pulumi a lot. I use it quite often. Here's my 2 things on Pulumi essentially, or a couple things on it, a few, whatever. First, if you're just getting into automation, I don't necessarily recommend it. Mostly because you have to understand how to automate first before you can understand how to like create good abstractions. And my concern is that, or my warning, I should say, is that like, even when I did it, I got more caught up in like writing it in the language than realizing that like I just needed to write it in a way that fit for the automation. So yeah, that's kind of like, just if you do decide to use Pulumi, that's something to consider is like, if you use a TypeScript, don't go heavy on the TypeScript. Like, just write your automation and then look at it and go like, okay, how can I, using the language, make this more efficient, right? Or something like that. Instead of just like trying to be efficient up front. Terraform is very simple. It's just very easy to get started with. Bam, bam, boom. You got cloud resources. And so I do think Terraform is very powerful in that regard, whether you're a small company, whether you're just starting, or whether you're just trying to move very quickly. Now, when we talk about scale and a bunch of other things, as I talk about in my front-end master's course, again, if you guys haven't seen my front-end master's course, there it is. I talk about how at scale, this becomes a problem. And you can try and solve these things with like modules and other things, but because of HCL being a domain-specific language and not like a general purpose language, it falls short with some of the things that general purpose languages can do. So, for example, TypeScript, Go, whatever, these languages have tool sets and things like that that just make it easier to do for loops, that just make it easier to declare variables, that just make it easier to do things that HCL may not be as strong at. And so when those things become concerns to you, when those things become problems, that's when Pulumi really shines. Wouldn't Glacier be better? No, because Glacier... So yes and no. We could put it into Glacier, this Drunk Dane, but there's a couple of things that we have to consider. The biggest one being is how much is it going to cost us to pull it from Glacier, right? Glacier works really well for like single files. Like, okay, I got to pull, maybe even like a singular 20 gigabyte file, right? Or something like that. That's not too bad, right? But when we talk about needing to pull a whole terabyte of data from Glacier, it gets costly. And so that's one of the reasons why when we go back here, if we go to a recording archive, you'll see that our MKVs, these are actually in Glacier. And you might be like, well, BG, why do you put these in Glacier? Because we only deal with these once and we deal with them individually, right? I don't have to, like, it's, again, these are going back to 2021. Yeah, we've got VODs as far back as 2021. And from an archival perspective, that's great. We always have it, right? But we don't access this data ever, right? If I was like, oh, I want to grab the only time we'd really need to do this is if like we had a sponsored stream and maybe they came back to us like months later and they were like, hey, we don't have the VOD clip anymore. Can you send it back over to us or something? Then we could just pull it from Glacier, right? But if I tried pulling like 4 terabytes of data from Glacier, again, it would cost a lot of money. And so because we're more sensitive to being like, okay, well, we know these servers could potentially crash, then we put them in standard IA instead. So it's like, well, we don't, we get a cut back. It's not as big as Glacier, unfortunately, but it is still saying like, hey, we want standard ability to access it. We just don't access it that frequently. And that's entirely true. Like that is entirely true to, what problem we're trying to solve. And so that's why we use standard IA here, right? Whereas in recording archive, we use Glacier. And another nice thing too is like if we really wanted to, we could set up policies. Like we just set up a policy for the recording archive bucket that now it actually automatically moves to Glacier after 7 days, right? And like we could do something like that as well, you know, in other places where we were to say like, all right, well, if an object exists for more than, you know, 90 days or something like that, like if we haven't touched it in 90 days, then push it into Glacier, right? And then maybe like when we go and store it again, it gets stored in, you know, normal term, the old one gets deleted, and then that new one gets pushed into Glacier. Like you can do a lot of different stuff with it. The lifecycle management is pretty powerful. But for now, at least with regards of what we're trying to do, we're just going to use standard IA. And again, the idea is that assets is the whole assets mount, right? And production is basically the whole production mount. Cool. Okay. So as I said, we have two Dell R210s here, right? And if we try and like zoom out just a little bit, for example, to say like, okay, well, how do these things like interact with each other? Let's see here. Do I have I guess I could just do this LCD monitor. Yeah. So the main idea is that, again, as I said, we'll say desktop, right? The desktops go out to these individual servers, which then allow them to access the mount itself, right? So bam, bam, like that, right? Now, there's a couple different ways that we could do this, and I've really kind of thought about like what I would prefer the best. Technically, because this is a network mount, like we can access this anywhere and back it up if we wanted to, right? And before we had set this up, we didn't know if we were going to be able to run like scripts or something because we weren't sure if it was going to be on a Windows machine or on a Linux machine or whatever. However, now that it's on a Linux machine, and we know it is because it's using Nix underneath the hood, what I'm kind of envisioning here is I'm kind of envisioning just like a scheduled script, right? And this scheduled script really sits on the server as, you know, and I'm not going to call it a cron because I don't know if that's exactly what it's going to be called, but this scheduled script will basically go out to the assets, right? And then it will sync that to the bucket, right? So for example, we go here, scheduled script, then takes this, pushes it out like that, right? And we do this for both machine, right? Scheduled script, boom, pushes it out, boom, and there we go. So that's kind of what we're going to be focusing on today is we're going to be focusing on saying like, okay, is there a way that we can just set up a very simple scheduled script that knows how to like sync from this specific location, right, to the location that it needs to. And again, this should be assets, and this should be production. If it's just for backup, one zone. So I don't want one zone. Yeah. I've already looked into one zone. I don't want to sacrifice Amazon having an outage. It's not that unimportant, I guess is what I mean to say. Yeah. Also with one zone, we have to put our, depending on where we access it, we have to put our to have the best like bandwidth. So okay, hold on, let me take a step back. You get charged for cross zone transfer of data, right? Now we are highly available by default, and we have multi-zone. So if there's anything that we need to pull, for example, from one zone to another, we get charged for that cross zone transfer. And because I don't know exactly like what we're going to be doing yet with regards to that, I don't mind spending the extra money for it. But once we figure out like what zone we want things in and stuff like that, then I'd probably go with one zone. But yeah, it's the same durability. Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, if the zone that all of my stuff is in goes down, I technically would not be able to access that zone, right? Like, that's why it's one zone. Terraform makes it easier to learn coding practices for us sysadmin starters. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry to repeat myself. RD Techie, my bad, dude. I got you. What do you use in Go to generate templates? Like you did in the course with Nunjucks. I didn't find similar to Go. I think Go should have Go Jinja, right? Like Jinja's, yeah, there you go. Could try this. I mean, again, I'm just, oh, well, I don't know. This is like 2 to 3 years old. I don't know if I would do this, but, yeah, you just want a templating engine. Oh, that's right. That's right. I mean, yeah, I was about to say you could use Golang's text template itself. It has a built-in standard library. That might be one of the reasons why you're not seeing it anywhere, because Go has templating built into it. Technically, yeah. And so you can actually do things like this. So yeah, I would just look at the standard library template. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. It took me a second to remember. But yeah, for sure. Like you'll see here, template is text template, right? So if you just want to do like normal text templates, right? And then you say like new template, right? To do's, and then you parse it, and you'll see that this is, here, let me zoom in a little bit for you there. This right here, right? This is the templating like variable, right? Yeah. But yeah, no, BN, I don't disagree that is like, if we were to say what's the best solution for this, that is probably it. Right now, I don't mind taking the hit for the multi-zone just to not have to be concerned about it at the moment. Again, my bigger concern was really just the cross-zone transfer. I screenshotted that without you noticing. Oh, nice. Cool. Cool. Okay, so we're going to move this over here. And we're going to, so technically, I believe what we had to do first was I had to set up a bunch of credentials in Amazon. So if we go to IAM, actually, hold on. All right, I'm sorry, but this is going to blind you for a second, chat. It's going to blind you. I can't turn on dark mode for IAM, I guess, for some reason. So here we go. Sorry. So you'll notice here that we have two new machine users. Alta4 network share assets, right? Alta4 network share assets and Alta4 LLC network share production, right? So these are brand new users that have specific access to each bucket. So if I go to these credentials, for example, and then we look at the resource policy, look. So these credentials are only going to work for assets, meaning that if I try and put these credentials anywhere else, it's not going to allow us to put an object to any other path besides assets. So this was another thing that I wanted to do moving forward. Now you might say, BG, well, okay, what did you do? Just like create a user? No, I didn't. Within our awesome automation that we've already kind of set up here, and again, this is another thing I talked about in my my course in Front End Masters. I wanted to get us to a point where like machine users were very easy to create. And so what I decided to do was I made a repository called Pulumi Machine User, right? And I do this a lot, actually. This is something we do at Hippo too. So if I go to Pulumi, you'll see that we've got like Pulumi Machine User, Pulumi Container Registry, Pulumi Bucket, Pulumi GitHub, right? The ones that have like Pulumi dash in front of it are all global automation repositories that solve different problems within our organization, right? So when I need a machine user, whether if it's on Azure, whether if it's on Amazon, I don't go into the IAM roles and click add user. I don't do any of that. We don't do that, right? We take things off shelves and we reuse them. And so what I did was I wrote a base user called Alta4 Machine User, right? And again, this is in TypeScript, so I apologize. Don't judge me too much. But this Alta for machine user is actually a Pulumi component that has a bunch of resources inside of it. So for example, when I create an Alta for machine user, I technically give it a name, the name of the user, the optional IAM policy, if it has an IAM policy or not, and then the product that it's actually connected to, right? And so what that means is that, like, if I was to give something the name of, you know, example, right? And then I was to give it the product of Alta 4, right? It's a product of us. Then the naming convention out of that should immediately become Alta 4 LLC example, right? And that's like the immediate standards that I'm already setting just in a naming sense when we do this Alta 4 machine user. But like I said, I can also pass IAM credentials if I need to, and other things like that. And so what we do is we say, like, all right, well, if we have IAM, then we create an IAM user. We create an IAM, oh, the channel owner can't be, what? No, I can't be banned. No, I can't be banned. The issue, or we give it a user policy, which has that policy that, you know, the user gave us themselves, right? So we give users the ability, or at least me, the ability to have control over what I care about, which is just the policy. I don't want to have to care about what to name it. I don't want to care about, like, how many tokens I, like, whatever. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to be able to say, like, this is what this is allowed to do, right? And so, yeah, we have user policy. We have an IAM access key that then gets created, right? And then what do we do with that access key? We make it into a JSON object, right? And then we put it in Secrets Manager. And so this makes it so that we also have a reference that we can read so that we can get this data later if we need to. So for example, when I'm ready and I say, like, okay, I need the access key ID and the access secret or in the AWS secret access key, I can just go to Secrets Manager, grab that, and we're good to go, right? And so what does this whole user do? This whole user solves a couple of problems. What problems does it solve? Well, the first one is it solves standardization around names, right? That's the first thing it does. It solves standardization around names. The second thing is it does standardization around cloud providers, right? And that's where the IAM versus, you know, like Azure maybe or something else may come into play is like, if I give it IAM, it's going to be provided as an AWS IAM policy, right? And so in the future, if I was to be like, all right, well, we're actually going to support more than one IAM, we'll do AWS IAM, right? And then maybe we'll do Azure IAM, right after that. And so then if we have both, then you get a user in Azure and a user in AWS. Or if you have one or the other, you get one and one or the other, right? And these are things that we can do because we have this in code that we can, you know, easily reuse. The other thing is we also we gave standardization around storing secrets, right? And this is with Secrets Manager, right? And this is a common thing when we talk about automation, is like in our code or when in our automation, we want to also be able to, like, automation should be end to end, right? It should be able to do everything end to end, even keys and all that kind of stuff. And so realistically, we want to say, like, all right, well, when we create secrets and all that stuff, they need to go somewhere. We need to be able to access those key secrets, but they need to be secure, and we don't need to be worried about rotating them or anything like that. Well, that is where the standardization around storing secrets comes in, because after we create that user, right, after we set up their policy, after we create their access key on the Amazon side, we then say, all right, we're going to take that data, put it into a JSON blob, right, and then we're going to shove that data into a secret in AWS Secrets Manager so that we can access it later. And you know what? Maybe we then want to rely on other automation that says, well, hey, there should be a secret for this somewhere. Go access it, right? Where I don't even potentially have to access it. So this is why this is a very powerful thing, is because it really does help a lot with, like, even security, when you're like, oh gosh, where are my secrets? Which one did I last use, right? It's all automated. So now if we actually go and we look at, like, let's look at a provider, for example, right? As some of you may know, CircleCI had a bit of a kerfuffle not too long ago. They had a security breach, and they basically made everyone on their platform rekey all of their secrets, which was a lot, especially for a hippo. And we were able to get it done. It was, we got it done. All that's taken care of. But there was definitely a few things that we took from that, right? Now at Hippo, we didn't do this, thankfully. But one thing that I did do is when I first set up Circle CI for Alt F4, I set it up with just ***. So I literally just had it do allow everything and resource everything, right? That effectively means that if somebody was to get that token, I would be in big trouble. And so after I rekeyed everything personally, I went, okay, we really need to have good policies around our credentials, right? Like, I want to make sure that if this happens again, then no big deal. I don't have to worry about it. So what did I do? Did I delete the user and recreate it? No. What I did was I came into my already existing automation and I set up a more well-defined policy. Now, if any of you guys notice, can anyone tell me what this Circle CI role is allowed to do? By just looking at it, what do you think I'm allowing Circle CI in like a few words? Because it really is just a few words. In a few words, can you tell me what you think I'm allowing Circle CI to do here? And if not, it's fine. I'll tell you. But if anyone can look at this policy and tell me what they think I'm allowing it to do. Scopes only Docker registry from AWS. Okay, so you know what it's scoping. So it's scoping only to Docker registry from AWS, right? So what am I maybe telling Circle CI it's only allowed to do here, right? If I'm telling Circle CI that it can have access to the Docker registry, why might it need access to the Docker registry? Yo, CM, what is it? See Mizimike, I think. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Get all the images. Exactly. Yes. Get all the images. Allow Circle CR to, yeah, exactly. To either allow Circle CI to interact with ECR, right? To get all of the images, whatever. But only thing we're telling this thing to do now is, hey, you're only allowed to pull images. That's it. You can't list anything. You can't look at anything, right? It's simply just do get repos to script. Yeah, all that kind of stuff, right? You can't do any of that. You can't do anything outside of ECR, basically, right? And so that's why we have these two actions here, right? The first one just says, hey, you're allowed to get authorization tokens, meaning that you're able to authenticate with ECR. We allow you to do that. And then the second thing we tell it is that, hey, once you authenticate with ECR, right, then you're only allowed to pull from our account, right? So this is our account, right? And our repository. So we're not even allowing you to pull from, like, maybe we have multiple accounts, something like that. You're not even allowed to pull from multiple accounts, right? And so because this is in automation and this is in Pulumi, then we get this really nice, well-defined, oh, I'm sorry, not here, my bad. Let's go back to here, users. We'll go to the Circle CI one. Bam. There you go. And see, there you go. Now we've got an attached directly policy. Why is it attached directly? Because that's exactly what we do with our automation, right? We have a user policy and we attach that bad boy right to the user, right? Bam. User policy. Bam. Right? Look at that. Statement. Action. So now we know that if this token is used or even somehow taken, the only thing we have to be worried about is this. Now, what does this do? This allows you to do threat assessment better, right? If you have resources or if you have tokens that just allow you to get everything, then when you lose those credentials, everything is on fire. You know what I mean? And again, thankfully, we didn't do that at Hippo, but I definitely had a few of those that we did in Alta 4, and this is where we wanted to clean that up. And so that's why it's really important to be aware of those kind of decisions when you're making it, because yeah, like, you don't think, you hope that your pipeline provider isn't going to get hacked and your credentials aren't, but like, you know what I mean? Like you can't expect that. You definitely can't expect that. Can you force from this automation to regenerate the IAM user credentials? Yes, you can. Absolutely. If we wanted to, we could force a recreate. The easiest way to do that would probably be to have resource names changed, right? So for example, what we could do is we could have like a naming convention. You ready for this, chat? You ready? I'm gonna blow your mind here. So what we could say is we could say like keys expiration, right? And have like a date here, right? And then what we could say is we could basically say like, if the keys are before or after this expiration, then generate new resources essentially, and the resources of our choosing. It's a little bit of a hack, because honestly what you'd probably rather do is you'd probably rather just create separate automation to do this. Like this is the maintaining automation, but I would also say like that's more of like a rotating automation, where it would not create things, but it would go out to the existing things, find them, and replace them, right? And then that automation runs on its own thing. But if you wanted to do something like that within this, like I said, you'd really just need to make sure you could somehow change the resource name when you want it to, and have that predictability around it and stuff. Yeah. Okay, hold on. So yeah, so let's go to, so that's an example of like giving provider access. You'll notice here that I actually have automation for provider users as well as service users. And if we go to service users, look at this. There's our network share, right? There's our network share production, right? Bam, like these are, you know, and then what we do with Quirk is we actually have functions, because we deploy it in dev, we deploy it in offsite. And so these functions, if we go to them, you'll see that they're just the literal, you know, resource wrapped in a function that we can return with a name of our choosing and stuff like that, right? So this is what when I said earlier today, when somebody was like, hey, BG, what do you think of Pulumi? And I'm like, hey, it's not that easy. This is what I mean, right? Like, I'm not going over, honestly, I am excited to try Pulumi with a functional programming language, because I think imperative languages might add a little bit more than is needed. Whereas in a functional programming language, like if you look at like what I'm doing here, I'm literally just creating functions to return things, right? And like within a functional paradigm, that actually works really well. You just create a whole bunch of functions, and then you use those functions in other functions, and like it's really highly abstracted and composable, which is what you want with cloud automation, right? And this is what I mean by like, this is the rabbit hole you can fall down if you know, are like thinking about the programming more than you're thinking about the cloud part, right? Or the cloud resources or automation part. I only focused on the automation part, which is why like this code doesn't look super clean. You know what I mean? But in the future, if I'm like, you know, I'd like to change this or clean it up, I can do that. And honestly, this code isn't really that bad. I mean, you know, for what we get out of what we have created, right? Like what happens? Every machine user gets their own, like here, look, come here. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this. Let's go to secrets manager. I'm not going to show you the secrets, obviously, but I'll show you their entries. Look at this. See this? They're all here, right? Because we have that automation, like I don't have to worry about like what their names are going to be or where to find them. They're just right here. Bam. And why is that? Because in our automation, we create secrets in Secret Manager with that naming convention, right? So like I said, like you just get a lot of out of the box when you create the box yourself. Like honestly, that is the truth. When you create the box yourself, you get a lot more out of it. And so, you know, if I was to in the future say like, okay, I want to add another thing here and inject it to the secret, every user, chat, think about that. Every user, every secret that's already here will get updated. Every user will get updated. And I only had to update it in one place. Right? And this is the kind of automation that I'm trying to achieve for us. Cool. Okay. So, as I said, we have the credentials in place, and we're kind of trying to work backwards here a bit. Moonlander keyboard, been eyeing them. Yeah, it's a Moonlander. It's my favorite keyboard. Can Circle CI authenticate to AWS via SSO or IAM user only? So there is a trick that we do at Hippo, which is we allow Circle to CI to assume a role in our organization. This is a Circle CI specific thing, assume role. But basically what you can do is you can tell Amazon to allow Circle CI's account to assume a role within your organization. I think it's this one that we use. Yeah, I think this is it right here. And so that's what we do, actually. We use the assume role method. So if you're interested, I think this is the actual orb we use, CO5. Check that out, because yeah, I think that'll probably help you with your question. Yeah, but that's another way you can do things, where you can tell within an IAM role, right? Like if I go into my IAM roles here, and then I go to users, come on, and then we go to I don't know, Circle CI, right? I can tell, like you see this ARN right here, I can tell Amazon that I want other accounts to assume this role into my account, and then there's actually no keys needed, but you have to set that up in Amazon IAM and stuff like that. Yeah, I just don't know what the box is made of. Pulumi, Terraform, whatever you want it to be. Could you use the parameter store in SSM instead of secrets to cut down the cost? Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know if SSM, you talking about this secret systems manager, or what sorry, what is SSM, just to be clear? I guess what I mean to say is would they be encrypted, right? Because that's the whole point of secrets manager, is it's run behind KMS. You know what I mean? They're encrypted, all that. Like, that would be my only question, is just, does it have the same? It probably does. Like, it probably just says, like, hey, use this as a secret. And then it just uses, it probably just uses Amazon secrets underneath the hood. Exactly. Okay. See, that's what I figured. Dude, see, that's why Jeff Bezos is a billionaire, or whatever, is because so much of what he has made and the companies that he has built do what is called dog fooding. All of Amazon's store is on Amazon Cloud. You know what I mean? All of Amazon streaming is on Amazon Cloud. Like, they do such a good job of saying, like, okay, we've done this somewhere else. Now, how can we take this one piece of technology and apply it to other things? And like even with what we do with Media Convert, right? Like, underneath the hood, how like we can just drop something into an S3 bucket, and then, you know, a Lambda gets fired off because Lambdas exist, and because Lambdas exist and we can do that, we can then hit the, you know, the Media Convert, and because we have S3, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it's so nice. Like, and this is like, as a DevOps engineer, this is the power you have to see, right? And this isn't about vendor lock-in. I need to be 100% clear on that. There are things that you can do in Azure that are better, and things that you can do in Amazon that are better, things in Google, same thing. Like for example, everybody raves to me that Kubernetes is best on Google, and I might not disagree with that if I didn't hate Google's networking so much, but that's my own personal perspective. But yeah, no, like I don't disagree. Right. And so, like, if you were to say, BG, what is your, like, if you were to grab all the best tools of all you know, where you, like, what would you do? I would be multi-cloud from the start. I would not be thinking about a single cloud. I would be thinking about an elastic network that could span across all of my clouds and have like a homogeneous, you know, one thing that you know what I mean? Like, that's what I would build. And that's honestly what we are building. Like, outside of having our networks literally tied together right now, that's pretty much what we are building. Like, at least for Alta 4, that's what we're building. Yeah. Yep. So KMS means encryption at rest. If you don't care about it much, you could write your own Lambda to rotate your. Yeah. I have dark mode enabled. That's what you're looking at right here. I don't know why it's not on the IAM. Like, look, this is dark mode. I click IAM, and it goes to light mode. So I'm guessing it's just not available for there's parts of Amazon where it's not available yet. Yeah. Okay, cool. So like I said, we have our users created. I don't need to go back to them. Now that we yo, what's up, Denzel? How's it going, buddy? Hello, hello. Now that we have that in place, let's do this. Let's actually merge this up, right? Because I want to just make sure that this is here. Another thing that's really nice about what we did too, chat, are you ready for this? Is we got rid of a lot of users we didn't need anymore. Like because I was able to take a second to like clean up all of our users. We used to have like 23 users, but then basically a whole environment doesn't exist anymore, and so we were able to clean up like a lot of that. Also, there was like Terraform user we just didn't need anymore either. Yeah, so like that's another thing about having all of your automation in one spot for your users and stuff like that is you know, if you go to clean up, it's a lot easier. If I needed to, say if I was like, all right, we're gonna get rid of the devenv. Boop. All right, devenv's gone. And what does that mean? The secrets are gone in Secrets Manager. The policy is gone. The user is gone. The IAM credentials are gone, right? And I just deleted a couple lines of code. So yeah, this is why we automate as much as we possibly can. AWS UI looks like it's straight from 2000. It does. So here's the thing, though, man, and I'm gonna be real. You shouldn't care about the user interface of a cloud provider. It should be functional, right? You should be able to move around it, but like it's not gonna look pretty. And a big reason for that is because of how many things are in a cloud provider. It's just so hard when you have like 800 products. Like think about like, dude, have you guys ever thought about hold on, Stoop Kid, you know I love you, brother. Hold on, let me just finish this rant. Have you guys ever thought about who has to do the icon set for every Amazon product? And like they must feel like they're freaking video game designers, or like these are all just like Pokemon cards, bruh. Like all of these icons and stuff are just Pokemon cards. They're cloud Pokemon cards. Like look, like what is this? AWS Neuron. Look at this icon. Like what is this? Like, what is that? Amazon Minitron. Like okay, cool. Like just that alone, dude, is a massive feat, you know? So yeah, like to do that everywhere in a cloud provider UI would be very difficult. Yeah, it would be very difficult. Stoop Kid, brother, always thank you for staying on that, Stoop. I don't care if you're tired of me saying that. I will always embrace it, dude. Thank you for the 26 months, man. Come to my company and convince them to use Pulumi, please. Dude, just have them watch my front-end master's course, all right? Just tell them to watch the second half of the front-end master's course. They'll be sold. Yeah. Or just tell them they need to listen. Thank you for the 26 months, man. Thank you. Never tired. Never tried. You got to do it, man. You got to give it. I think you meant tried. I think that's what you meant. You know that's not a bad idea. Well, dude, okay. I'm gonna be real. My front-end master's course has two things that massively impacted Hippo and how we do things. Okay? The first one is the service directory concept that I go over in it. And again, as I keep telling you guys, this off-the-shelf concept of machine users, or this off-the-shelf concept of, you know, clusters, whatever you need, you know, that automation that's off the shelf. That's the first thing I go over and I break down and explain to you guys. And I even do it live. And the second one is the templating of all of these, files that we need, like Docker files or Circle CI files, and making it so that when you have hundreds of repositories that basically all have the same template, instead of copy paste, I show you a utility or a tool that you can build, right? That allows you to just run a command and all those files get generated for you, right? And they're still unique. They get, you know, their own image name and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I don't even have the second one created. We have the first one created in the sense a bit at Alta 4. But we have service directory and the build templates tool at Hippo. And dude, I'm serious. Like, there is so much power that we get out of it. Like, the other day, we're talking about moving a whole. So what we're doing at Hippo right now is we're trying to do something called FBR, and that's basically feature-based releases. And the idea behind it is that instead of every 2 weeks like getting together and doing this huge release, right? We just say every repo can release at its own cadence whenever it wants, and you have all the templates, everything you need in that service repository to be able to do that, right? Now think about having to maintain those deployment templates, Docker file templates, all that stuff across like 100 repositories, right? You got one change you need to make, but you need to make it across a whole bunch of repositories. That's literally what the build template tool does. That's its power, and that's what it's there for. And so if you were to say, for example, one day we're deploying this way, and then the next day we're deploying that way, if all of your repositories follow that build template, even if that build template drastically changes, it doesn't matter because they all regenerate the same way with that new code. And so that's one of the things that we're doing is we're saying, hey, we're moving from one existing deployment scheme to a new one. So we're going to add to our build template tool both schemes. And then as a user, you can opt into either scheme when you generate. And that's another thing I talk about within the build template tool that I talk about in Front-End Masters is you can give it options. So maybe you want to opt in for FBR. Maybe you don't want to yet, right? True, false, right? Just a true, false flag could make it so that the template renders one way versus the other, right? Easy. So yeah, I mean, like the Front-End Master, like I really put a lot into it, man. Like there's a lot of really good theory. And if you like the taste of theory, yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff in there. I asked Santa for your Front-End Masters course, was so happy when I opened it. Oh, dude. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Thank you, man. Listen, seriously, if you have questions about it too, like hit me up in Discord. They have a Front-End Masters Discord. I am in both of the Discords, by the way. I am in the Front-End Masters Discord, right? So if you have questions, feel free to ask in there. And then obviously, if you are in our Discord, you can ask in our Discord too. But yeah, like feedback as well, all that kind of stuff. You're basically shoving out the window the busy work that is around maintaining. Yeah, exactly, Whisper. Exactly. Think about that. Think about saying, hey, think about how much time it takes. Think about how much time it takes to just manage 10 repos. Clone, copy, commit, push, wait for builds to finish, merge, right? Or you just run one command, goes out, clones the repository for you, auto generates the code for you, auto commits it, pushes it back up, right, into a nice little PR for you, and then it does it across hundreds of repositories. That's what we have at Hippo. We have over 7. The tool that I'm explaining, no, I shouldn't say my tool, but the tool that I'm explaining could solve for that. It'd take longer because it's just a lot more repos. But yeah, the tool that I'm talking about now, I mean, at 7K, that would be interesting. I actually had a different option or a different solution to that where like it was even like the repositories updated themselves, but you still need that source of truth somewhere, right? Okay. I think we're pretty good here. I have everything that I need. Let's look at this pipeline really quickly just to make sure. So refresh preview. Let's look at the preview. I don't think it's going to say anything has to change. Yeah, because we didn't actually change anything. I've already manually applied this. So yeah, 63 unchanged. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say changes. Removes any no longer used machine users, and then also adds new network share assets and network share production users, machine users. Cool. Sign to myself. Enhancement. Squash and merge. Dope. And then there we go. Now my new user automation has been merged into my repository. And because I have this already set up in Circle CI, right, my pipeline will actually run it for me. Now I have already run the update locally. However, I don't even have to do that. Like, seriously, I don't even have to do that because it's in automation, right? Now that it's been pushed up to main, look at the difference. I want to show you the difference between two workflows here for Pulumi machine user, right? So this workflow, the first one I'm going to show you, has build, refresh, and preview, right? So on PRs, whenever I push up changes, I should at least be able to preview the stack changes, right? When we merge, however, that's when we actually go all the way to updating. And so you'll see we go from preview to update. And update is where we actually apply the changes, right? And so that's why I'm saying we don't even, like, I didn't technically need to run it the way I did locally before, but I did because I was messing with stuff and I want to make sure I didn't break anything. But this is the level of automation I'm talking about where, like, I don't want to have to run pipelines. I don't want to have to worry about that, right? I just want to make the changes, commit, done, right? It goes and does the rest. If it fails, okay, I'll figure it out. We'll take care of it. But you know what I mean? Like, this is what I mean in the sense of things should just be automated. Everything should be automated. That was a fantastic course. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I built a TC or a DTR TCP. Oh, nice. You could reference 5.10 templates. Da, 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 da. What's up, Grilla? How's it going? Yo, Tej, what's up, dude? How's it going, buddy? Shout out to Tej DV. You guys don't know him, man. I don't know. Maybe you're new. I don't know. Go give him a follow. Go check him out next time he's live. One of the literal NeoVim gurus, who I try not to bother with my own NeoVim problems. How's your stream, buddy? How are you? Welcome everybody from Tej's stream. Hello, hello. How are we? The OG. Yes, yes. Telescopic Johnson. Yes, indeed, indeed. A tool I use every day as well, chat. I love Telescope. It's a fantastic plugin. Welcome everybody though. Hello, hello. How are you? Dundiff, CMOC. Hello, hello. The Grand Dave. Chew. What's up, dude? The Liver. Hello. Loomcoom. Oh, dude, I love that name. It's just fun to say. What is it? Yannick Koshner. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, dude. Hello, hello. Threaded. Hello, hello. I'm doing good. We were exploring some new features. Homie, I am so behind. I want to go and look at the NeoVim API, like the latest APIs and stuff, because I know a lot of what I was doing before is probably now native, where I was doing like set AU groups. Like I know that's all new now and stuff. I'm like, dang it. So like I need to, is there anything good? Is there anything in particular? Oh, there goes the command wall. It's okay. Happens to everybody. It's a rite of passage. Don't worry about it. You're good. We're going to be fixing that this year too. Is there anything good that I should know about that I can, like, you could just put words and I'll Google it. You don't have to explain it to me. Some cool stuff that we were looking at today is the NeoVim client/server stuff. Dude, I've seen some crazy stuff people have done with remote NeoVim, and it's made me slightly jealous of not being that smart or clever. That's very cool. Okay, let me Google some of this. Yeah, no, yes, please. Yes, please, sir. Yes, I would love it. Yeah, no, I love that kind of stuff. Ooh, okay, thank you. Yes, links. Okay, like, is now self-hosting. UIs are just inverted plugins, and Vim starts TUI, which spawns NeoVim embed some process connected to TUI in any. Oh shit! Oh, that's cool. Oh, dude, we could do. Okay, so Tej, I'm rewriting LSP containers. This is one of the things that's made me interested in this, is because I am actually I'm gonna be rewriting LSP containers, and I'm very excited about it. The server client one, I feel like you would exactly. Yes. I like this. Yes, I'm on the same page with you on that one. Yeah. We did listen and Vim, and then connected to it from a different computer on my network. Dude, oh my god, we're talking about sandbox environments for NeoVim, bro. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. That's very cool. Dude, NeoVim is just gonna drop kick VS Code. I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait. I am so excited. All right, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for sharing that with me. Seriously. I really want to become more active in the NeoVim community, especially because, like, again, I know LSP Containers has its own little place there, but I don't know. I want to make sure that we're in the ecosystem. So, yeah, man, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome, though. Again, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. To give you the super quick intro, I am BG, Black Glasses. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Alt F4 stream. If you don't know about us, or you may have not seen us for the past month, it's because I took a break. I got burned out, and so I took a break just to kind of, recoup and whatnot. So we are back. Hi. Good to be back. I'm a DevOps engineer by trade, but I also have started with front end. I did front end for 3 years. I did back end for another 3. Then I went to full stack before moving into DevOps. DevOps is my passion, though. I really love solving organizational problems through automation and all these other really cool things. So yeah, if you guys are interested in any of that kind of stuff, you're more than welcome to ask. But I have ADD when it comes to my interests. It's all over the place. As you might have noticed with me talking with Tej, we've also built a NeoVim plugin. If you guys have never heard of it, it's called LSP Containers. And basically what it does is it allows you to run your LSP servers in Docker containers. I want to be fair. There was not as much love in the installer space when I started this. You might have noticed that, this is the initial commit was about a year ago in 2021. So back in 2021, there wasn't as many. I think it was like LSP install. I think that was like the only thing that was really out at the time. And I actually had a conversation with Tej about it because I remember reaching out to him and being like, hey, is this anything ever going to be supported with NeoVim? And he, looked at me with his brilliance and said, why would we do that? And then I went, okay, yeah, no, that makes total sense. And so that's when I was like, all right, well, I'll figure out how to do that. And so that's where LSP Containers was kind of birthed. And so our goal is really just to be feature parity of like anything else, right? If you look at our server configurations, we basically have a lot of the same server configurations that already exist in LSP Containers, in LSP config. We're actively adding new ones. And so, yeah, this is a project that I built a while ago. It's been hacked. I mean, don't get me wrong. The community has helped me a ton. All of our contributors who've been a part of it have been fantastic. And yeah, we've been able to do some pretty cool stuff with it. But the main idea is that if you don't want to install your LSPs, you can use LSP containers. If you're a Docker fan, if you're not, I don't care. But if you are a Docker fan and you'd rather run them in containers, then this is basically an option for you. We're going to be rewriting this plugin this year too, actually. One of the reasons why I want to rewrite it is because we were supposed to talk at NeoVim Conf this year. We totally should have. I got distracted with work and I didn't get a chance to follow up. And so we didn't get to talk last year, unfortunately. However, this year, I want to come out swinging and I want LSP Containers to be at a newer version and have all these other cool things like HUDs and things that help with like managing the images and whatnot. And because, again, NeoVim's also so advanced now and it's doing all these other really cool things, I want to start, adopting a lot of these newer things that it can support. So we are going to be, in fact, rewriting it. And yeah, check it out. It's right here. LSP Containers. There you go. What distro do I have? I run NixOS. I run something called NixOS. Need to get to sleep, but this is too interesting. Listen, if you guys are interested in any of the stuff we build, there's a lot of stuff we build here. The chat bot that's literally responding in chat to, again, LSP containers, to all these other things. Feel free to join the Discord. It's a fantastic place filled with a bunch of nerds like myself. And yeah, feel free to, contribute if you're interested. And thank you for being here, the Grand Dave. I appreciate that. What's the advantage of LSP containers? You just don't think about it. Like that's really it. You don't really have to think about if something's getting installed on your computer, how it's getting installed, where it's getting installed, if you have to clean it up or anything. Like it's purely a Docker image. That's it. When you open up the file, for example, it goes out and starts a Docker container. If that doesn't exist on your computer, it immediately pulls that from the registry so that you then, you know what I mean? You then have it running. So that's really, yeah, that's the big benefit. Yeah. What keyboard do I have? I have something called a Moonlander, my friend. Yeah. But that's the biggest advantage, is that it uses a containerized lifecycle. So, you know, shade of brown, another example. If you were to say like, all right, I want to clean up space on my computer, you could just do docker image prune -all. And if you had any LSP container images, they just go away. And if you want, you know, the new ones, then they just get pulled down the next time. So it's like you get lazy loading out of it, I guess, is a good way of calling it. Again, you have the complete management of managing them as containers. Like there's no install. It's just configure, right? There's no, okay, I need to install something. It's just configure. And then when you open up the file, it pulls it down already for you. It's more how you can function and monitor a program without a container. Docker is not that hot anymore. I mean, I don't know how you can function and monitor programming without Docker. Oh, I mean, it depends, man. It really depends on what you're doing. Like, there's a lot of engineers at my company who like know nothing about Docker. And you'd probably be like, BG, really? Yeah, I mean, we don't, you know, like there's separation of concerns, man. You know, and some people just don't need to be concerned about Docker containers. Like, it's fair. I like Docker, but you know, if you guys don't know, I am also a Nix user. You should check out our YouTube. I've got a YouTube video out there on how you can basically develop using Nix Flakes. You should check out that video. And Nix is a alternative solution to containers where, you know, it does a completely separate process of building and running things and stuff in their own way of isolation. And so I moved from containers to Nix because I like performance, I like speed, I like, you know, lightweightness. But there's still a massive value of using containers, especially in like deploying, right? Shipping with Nix versus other things is a lot more challenging. You know what I mean? Whoops, sorry. Are you saying I was making an ad for myself? Because yes, I was. And it's my channel, so I'll do it if I want to. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding with you. So on YouTube, I'm in the right place. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, dude, I don't get. Dude, I've been streaming for like 5 years. Like, there's not much these days that people could say that'll actually offend me, unless like you talk about my mom. Then we gonna fight. No, I'm kidding. Twitchy fingers. No, it's fine, dude. It's fine. Have you tried Colmac or other layouts with the Moonlander? I have not. And the main reason for that is because I don't want to be keyboard illiterate on any other machine. I have to work on a MacBook Pro, right? I have to work on like a bunch of other computers as well. And going to a split keyboard was hard enough to retain my like non-split keyboard memory. To go to split and a completely different layout, I feel like I just would never... Like, I mean, I know you guys know Prime, or a lot of you guys probably know Prime. You know, he's joked about it all the time, of like, you know, when he goes to a different layout, it's hard to type. He's not wrong. Like, it is hard. Like, even if you're going from a split keyboard to a non-split, it's very difficult. And my keyboard actually has one part about it that made it challenging, even though it is QWERTY, is I have a hair horn. Oh, thank you. That's fine. It's just my passionate horn. I'm just excited. I have an ortholinear layout. So if you look at my keyboard, you'll notice that I don't have jitter between my keys, right? They're all stacked perfectly straight. And if you look at your keyboard, it won't look that way. Well, it may not seem like much, but your control key being all the way over like here versus somewhere else is difficult when you move from a keyboard to a different keyboard. So even that for me, and then going to like a normal keyboard was like, oh god, this sucks. So I that's one of the biggest reasons why I haven't tried Colmac or anything like that yet. Yeah. I saw DevOps and Moonlander and thought, I'm in. Hell yeah, you're in the right place. I'm at 30 words per minute for Colmac, and I didn't notice the decrease in speed with regular keyboards. And man, is it hard to adjust? Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. Is like I jump back and forth a lot, so it's more so for me. It's constantly jumping back and forth, and then my brain just being like, "Can you stop? Like, can you just stop purposely confusing me, man? Okay." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." Like, you know, if I could just have a Moonlander everywhere, I would. I have a split when I need to type in a normal keyboard. It's painful. Yeah, I agree entirely. Because of Prime, I switched to Kinesis Advanced 360, starting like before I changed from my layout. Dang, you just like drank the Prime juice. That's fair. I mean, again, you guys pick what you like from any of us, right? And you find what you like. I think that's the biggest thing. I obviously taking from our friends, like I fell in love with NeoVim and Vim and stuff a long time ago. And I don't like my setup isn't the same as a lot of others, I would say. Mostly because like I really enjoy TUIs quite a bit. Did I just open up something? I think I did. Hold on. Go away. I will end task you so hard. What in the crap? What did I just open? Okay, we're good. Should I turn myself into a VTuber chat? I think that's what that was. But yeah, oh yeah, my NeoVim. So like my NeoVim, if you go to it really quickly, like a lot of people love Fugitive. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. Like I like something more graphical. You know what I mean? And so for me, that's like LazyGit, right? And so for example, I can be like space LG, right? And look, see now I'm looking at LazyGit inside of NeoVim, right? And like this is the kind of stuff I like to do, right? Or space LD, I can look at my Docker containers. Space BB, is it BB? I think yes, BB. Yeah, my metrics on my computer, my terminal, right? Like I use something called float term basically to like float things on top of my NeoVim experience. So, there's things that, like I said, I took from our friends, and then I also was like, I really like this instead. And so I built it my own, that's, I think, the best thing you can do. I really do. I think, you go see what you like and then you build your own experience. Yeah. I still need to open my Kinesis. Come on, Denzel. Come on, dude. That's just sad. That's just sad, man. Come on. Go open that bad boy. There's some person out there who would love to be typing on that right now. I'm curious about ortholinear. I figure it'll be much better on my own fingers. Does it take a lot of getting used to? Yeah. I think somebody, I felt like I might have missed it, but somebody mentioned that like hitting C on the keyboard was hard. It is, yeah. Like C, for example, is shifted really in the other direction on a normal keyboard. And so like I would press V all the time thinking it was C. And so like that's, that takes a little bit of getting used to. But once you get your mind out of the stagger and you really are just doing this, like you look at my fingers, see how I'm just going up and down? Like that's really what you kind of do with ortholinear. You just kind of go up and down and stuff like that. Oh yeah, there you go. Phrase. Thank you. Right after that. There you go. Yeah, I know what you mean. Have a Moonlighter 2 and typing my password on a laptop is sometimes so hard because of... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, muscle memory on my Moonlighter is great. Regarding LSP containers, who manages the images? We do. Yeah, so it's actually in an LSP containers repository that we maintain. Yeah. Hold on one second, chat. Okay. That should, yeah, there we go. That should work. Just file. Okay, cool. WT list. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Fantastic. So we've got our machine users in place. All right. So now that we've got that, the next thing oh wait, hold on. Let me catch up with chat here. But yeah, we do basically the Grand Dave. They run in a GitHub action, or multiple GitHub actions technically, but yeah. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate that. Windows reveal. Yeah. Not a lot of people realize that this is running in a VM, but don't worry, I'll be releasing a video about that soon. Exactly. I have a few favorite streamers now. You, Prime, Teej, and Bash Bunny, and I'm taking away. I'm gonna be real with you. That's a good group of people right there. Yeah. I respect being a part of that list. Thank you. Yeah, no, we, every person there, we do the same. Like if you're not in, like, I think it's about surrounding yourself with people who inspire and help keeping you forward. And I think it's one of the reasons why a lot of people like Twitch, especially for like what we do. We in a way can be like motivators for you guys, which I love doing. Like you guys motivate me, so I can return that to you. And yeah, like it's the same thing. Like Prime, Tej, Bash, like all of our friends that are really into the same stuff. We just constantly are. Oh, what have you found? Oh, okay, cool. What have you found? You know what I mean? It's fun. Yeah. Splitted keyboards are so expensive outside of the UI. They are, dude. They really are. Yeah, the Moonlander is unfortunately a little bit more expensive outside of America, and yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. It's definitely a bit of a bummer. I wish it wasn't the case. VTuber BG would be interesting. I would like to be turned into an anime character. Like, I don't want to be like generated from AI. Like, I want somebody to like actually make me into one. I think that would be cool. Not to say generation from AI is not cool. I kind of want it to be old school. I think that would be neat if we had like anime variants. Lazy Git all the way. Yeah, I love Lazy Git. Yeah, but I like graphical, like TUIs, terminal user interfaces is what they're called. Like, I love TUIs. TUIs are my jam. I like pretty graphics that are in the terminal that make me feel like I'm in the 1980s still, or in the 1990s, like in a hacker movie. That's the fun for me, man. What was the TUI for your network? It's something called Bottom. Yeah. Anyone use NVim to program CNET? So Luco, I know you can, but obviously it's just not going to. So like, there are some languages that NeoVim is not great with, right? Or maybe not great with, but just does not have the same support as like Visual Studio would, right? And in that case, like, I'm sure it gets pretty close, but I mean, if you're trying to compare NeoVim's experience with C# and, NeoVim to Visual Studio, it's going to be a drastic difference for sure. But that's because it's all Windows, you know what I mean? Or Microsoft. I had issues to get used to the thumb cluster on my Kinesis, but after 2 to 3 weeks, thumb clusters are literal life changers. Yeah, thumb clusters are the best. Like, if anything, if you can get a keyboard with a thumb cluster, yeah. That's good business. That's good business. I want RGB on my keyboard more than it functions better. I'm a bit of an RGB fan. Yeah. What Terraform syntax highlight NVim plugin do I use for Terraform? That's a good question. Let's look. So I use Vim Terraform. And that's it. Yeah, I just use Vim Terraform. Yo, Hypnotic, dude, thank you so much for the 4-month sub, dude. Thank you. The Prime. Thank you, bud. How are you? Hello. It's been a minute. Hola, once again. Hola. The VMware Linux VM on Windows, gang. Yeah, for sure. You got me. I mean, it's just, I'm a gamer, chat, all right? I like to frag, all right? I like to click heads in video games, I should say. And so for me, it's a big, I like to be able to have, and be able to lean on that performance, man. VMs are nice. I highly recommend them for dev environments. Yo, what's up, Josh? How's it going, buddy? Hello. How are you, my dude? For real, though, on that 90s hacker, dude, I'm telling you, if I can just wake up every day and feel like a 90s hacker, I'll be happy. Is this like a DevOps stream or something? Yeah. That's what the title says. So I hope so. I mean, I'm kind of talking right now, but we are working on DevOps stuff too. Yeah. How's it going? El Bandido. Nice. I like that. I use Writer for C# and Studio. So Writer's JetBrains, right? Writer's JetBrains, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Is NeoVim good for TS and JS? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I use it. Yeah, I think it's totally fine for those. Like, scripting language, like, it's really just good for any language that doesn't, you know, need all of these other things like IntelliJ, you know what I mean? Or not IntelliJ, like C#, you know, like C# has like a package management tool built into it and like all these other, you know what I mean? And it knows how to like manage imports, and it's just, yeah, it's just a completely different experience. That's really the big thing. Aren't they sunsetting it? I don't know. We pay for all, dude, I'm not even kidding you. We pay for all of the JetBrains products because I use DataGrip. Like, I love DataGrip. DataGrip is my jam. If you guys don't know what DataGrip is and you guys are still dealing with crappy editor, like, database experiences, go download DataGrip. Like, just thank me later. DataGrip is so nice. Will there be Avi streams in the beginning of the year? So there's a little bit of a thing with regards to the Avi streams. And I can't go into full detail of it right now, but it's nothing bad. It's like nothing bad at all. But I just don't know yet. Yeah, I just don't know yet. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Installing Bottom now. Hell yeah. Enjoy. Bottom's great. I love it. Yo, Vimic, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Hello. Welcome, Vimic. How are you? Welcome, everybody from Vimic's stream. How was your stream, my friend? Thank you for that raid. God, I've never been so upset at a single Twitch comment. Don't sunset Ryder. From 2 JetBrains products or more, all products is cheap. Exactly. Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's why we bought it, because I was like, well, might as well just get all of it. But yeah, DataGrip's dope. DataGrip is a fantastic tool for managing databases. Good, man. Good. I'm partially getting work done. I mean, I genuinely love nerding out and talking to you guys. So I can just do that all day and, you know, not get any work done. However, we are actually working on something. Let me bring up the chart here. So for all of you tuning in, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I am BG, one of the co-hosts of this wonderful Alt F4 stream, we call it. And today we deal with a lot of, like, we are an actual company. We do sponsored streams from time to time. We obviously do a bunch of other things. And so because of that, like, we have infrastructure we have to manage. We have all sorts of other things that we also just build to try and make our lives easier. And I was going into this earlier that on-prem, we basically have 3 servers that still exist that are dedicated for like data storage and really just all around our video editing. So our assets drive and our production drive. And what I want to do and what we're doing today, hi Acorn, I see your raid. Hold on one second. Thank you for the raid. I'm explaining it to your wonderful chat too, so that I don't have to talk again through this next raid. But today what we're basically doing is we are setting up very simple scheduled scripts that will make sure that automatically behind the scenes, to where I don't have to think about it. And this is my job where I work, right? Like, this is my job is to build solutions that simply don't need to be thought about until, you know, again, something happens or something like that. And so what we want to do is we want to have like nightly backups that these scheduled scripts, you know, they could use like the AWS CLI, I don't know, whatever, will then dump its relative data, right, or its relative drive into simple storage. Now, we are using a different storage class. We're going to be using standard IA for now so that we save a little bit of money. But that is actually what we're working with today. And one of the cool things about these servers that I haven't mentioned yet is these are NixOS servers. Yes, in fact, these are NixOS servers. So when we deprovisioned the cloud, I was like, all right, I want to try managing NixOS servers directly. And what that experience is like, and I'm going to be real with you, it's Awesome. But anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. And so, yeah, we're going to be basically in NixOS. We're going to be setting up some scheduled scripts and all that good stuff. But that's what I'm doing. Hi, Acorn. Hi. Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, hello. How are you? Shout out to you. Let me, well, okay, so I have to shout you guys out one at a time. So let me shout out Vimic first. Vimic, thank you again for the raid. I appreciate you, my friend. I hope your stream was good. Oh, never mind. Okay, they got that one first. Whoever can do the next shout out, please shout out Vimic as well. Shout out to Acorn though as well. Thank you guys for the wonderful, or thank you Acorn for the wonderful raid. Please be sure to give them a follow. And then yes, whoever did that shout out, please also shout out Vimic as well. Ours was great doing a class on Angular TypeScript this month via stream, and it's been a ton of fun. Nice, dude. You know, so like, I know Angular is not like the most popular thing on the planet, but in all seriousness, it's great. It's a great tool. It really is, man. You know, when we talk about what it actually addresses, which is not being the sleekest and most intuitive whatever, but being able to make it so that you can have hundreds of developers managing crazy amounts of front ends and other things like that, and have that all work in synergy pretty well, that's a pretty dang good thing, man. And, Nest, for example, Nest.js and EST, Nest, not Next, to be easily confused. Nest, inherited a lot of that, what is it called, MVC approach and all of that, but, with their platform or with their framework. And, like, I think it works really well. We have a product that we're building right now, a prototype actually for a company, and I built it all with Nest.js, and, like, I love it. It's clunky. It's a little clunky, but I know, okay, I need some endpoints. Dope. I need to create a new controller. Okay, I need a shared function. Cool. Gonna put it into services. Like, it's nice, So I'm glad to hear that. That's dope. I hope it goes well. I don't see them sunsetting Rider anytime, but they recently sunset app code. Oh, interesting. I wish Samba was named Simba, Lion King throwback. Yo, El Bandito, sorry. Thank you for the sub, man. Thank you for that tier 1 sub right out of your pocket, that $4.99. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Again, if you are new to our channel, couple links. First, there's the Discord. Be sure to join that. There's a whole bunch of nerds there that'll love you. And then also check out our YouTube as well for all of the, the latest YouTube contents and whatnot. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and jump into it. How's your stream, by the way, or Acorn? How's the headless stuff going? Did you get it working, by the way? Because I'm going to be real with you. Headless in containers sucks. It does. It's not fun. It's one of the reasons why I fight a lot with QA at where I work. I shouldn't say fight because we don't fight, but like, oh God, I hate end-to-end testing, dude. I hate end-to-end testing so much. I do. I just hate supporting it. It's just like, oh God, end-to-end testing is just, it sucks. Is this daily? It's 3 times a week. So I stream normally Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, anywhere between 8 a.m. or I start anywhere between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. However, in the new year and everything that's going on, you really just got to follow the channel and wait for the go lives. We send our go lives in Discord. We send our go lives, on Twitter, as well as like all the other places. Mostly because I do stream multiple times throughout the week, but I don't know if it's going to be set days as much anymore. We'll see though, but it will at least be, 2 to 3 times a week. So, and it's always in the mornings, or if like today, for example, where I got some free time, I can do it, a little later. But yeah, honestly, just, follow us on the social or on the tweeters, join the Discord, you'll get the notification. Yeah. Going good. The headless Chrome thing still tough. I'm in the middle of trying Puppeteer to see if it works. I had it working once with the pre-render approach, but then it broke. Yeah, I headless browsers are a great idea. It's about as far as I can go with it. They're a great idea. Yeah. All right. I wish you the best of luck, though. I really do. Because it sounds like a cool, like, I love really intuitive and neat solutions, and I do think like what you're doing is very neat. What was that? I don't know. I don't have anything in my I know for a fact I don't have anything in my history, so not that worried about it. Okay, so I am now, if we go to host name, I am now on the R210 unit, right? So I'm actually on the physical server that runs NixOS. As a matter of fact, if I do nix shell nix packages, and then I do is it neofetch? Is neofetch? Is it neofetch, guys? Is this what I'm thinking? Yeah, it's neofetch, right? No, this is NixOS. That's why I'm able to run a command and install something, because it's NixOS and it's awesome. I'm adding neofetch to my shell right now is basically what's happening. Once I close the shell, it go bye-bye. Setting up browser browsing, damn, that sucked last time. Yeah, it has always sucked. Yeah, neofetch. Bam. There you go. So we are running on our R210 unit, NixOS 22.11. You can see here it's from Dell, kernel 612, uptime. It's got an Intel Xeon. Yeah. Yeah. Throwing it back to the Xeon days. It's a server, chat. It's an old server. But yeah, this is running Nix. And so for example, if I do NixOS configuration, right? Now hold on, because I think there are secrets in this, so I need to make sure I don't dox myself. Nope, we're good. Here is the configuration. Now, chat, what is this? I'm going to explain it to you right now. Are you ready for this? Up until today, if you've never heard of NixOS, you are probably used to managing virtual machines with things like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, right? These automation utilities that like SSH out to a machine, and then they run some commands, some stuff at it, bam, bam, boom. By the time you're done, you got your VM, right? The thing you're looking for. You make some changes, you run that automation again, bam, bam, boom, got your updated changes, right? This is what is called an imperative approach to automation. And the idea behind it is that you write steps, those steps are then reran, and they are ran imperatively, right? What I am using now is something called NixOS. Now, I'm going to be making a YouTube video on this, and it will be released this month. It's going to be released this month, my first video of the series I'm making on Nix. So subscribe to the YouTube. Both of them, technically. NixOS is a declaratively driven language that allows you to, instead of saying, hey, run these steps to get to where you are, it says, hey, I have a configuration and I want you to set up the server that way. Okay? So what does that mean? Let's talk about a very, very simple thing. fstab. If you don't know what fstab is, it is essentially the like generic thing that every Linux machine uses to mount hard drives and drives essentially to the system, right? If I wanted to do that with Ansible, I would probably like have it run an fstab command of some sort, or like edit the fstab file and then like do like a mount all or something like that, right? With NixOS or with Nix, all I have to do is tell it what it should be, right? And this is the difference between imperative and declarative. In an imperative design, you do step, 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 and you get to there. And that's how it is what it should be. In a declarative sense, you say, this is what it should be, get me to that state, right? And so in the circumstance where I want to add a mount of a file system, in this case, I want to mount a hard drive to mount Samba assets, right? I then tell it file systems dot the path that I want it to create for my mount, the device in the configuration. Now, again, this is Nix language. This is a language. Nix is a domain-specific language. So, excuse me, this is a Nix. You might notice it looks a little bit like Haskell. It's because it's a functional programming language as well. But then we say, okay, well, for the configuration of this file system, the device is this, right? And the FS type is this, right? And so then when I run this, when I tell Nix, hey, NixOS rebuild, right? When I tell it to rebuild the configuration, it will then say, okay, cool, you want this to do this? I'm going to go out and set that up for you. And so now if I do fstab, look at this. It's already added to my fstab, right? That is the difference between Nix and something like Ansible. Nix is a declarative approach. And this is one of the reasons why we're trying this is because I'm very interested in how that works. For example, we're going to go to the next thing. We talked about it here. Oh, sorry. Wait, no. We talked about it here. No, wait, sorry. Hold on. We talked about it here that our script, right? Our scheduled script is probably going to have to use a CLI of some sort. As a matter of fact, it's probably going to have to use the AWS CLI, right? Like that's like if we're talking in the very simplest terms of just like a cron, right? You got to have AWS CLI set up on the machine, right? With an imperative approach, what do we think that would look like, right? With an imperative approach, it'd probably be like, all right, well, first, you know, here, I'll do it up here. First, I want you to install any dependencies, right? And then after you do that, I want you to, you know, download the latest version, right? And then maybe after that, we got to like unzip that version, right? And then we got to like install using the script. Like look at all these steps, right? Boom, 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 boom. Like all of this stuff has to be done to get us to our final result, right? Or our final result, right? With a declarative approach, the language and the tools underneath handle that for you. So all I have to do, chat, you ready for this? Y'all ready for this? This is all I have to do to add AWS CLI to my machine. AWS CLI. Boop. It's added. And so now when I do rebuild, where is it? Sorry. NixOS rebuild again, AWS. Oh, I didn't install it. Whoops. I didn't actually run this. It would then be there. But again, because I didn't actually run the NixOS rebuild. Here, let's do it really quickly. And Vim. Oh wait, sorry, Vim /etc. I guess I didn't actually run it. We need AWS CLI 2, right? That's what it said? Yeah, AWS CLI 2. Okay. And so let's do this. NixOS rebuild. Oh, whoops. Test. Let's test it really quickly. And so if you were to say like, well, how do you know it runs right the first time or every time? You don't. You test it. And so there is actually a really nice test feature where it's going to go out, it's going to download everything, it's going to run everything. And look at this right here. AWS CLI. See that? It went out and grabbed AWS CLI and its derivation, and it's gone and tried building it to see if it works. Now, if I do AWS, yeah, I should have it now, right? Because I tested it and it's in this shell. However, if I exit and then I do AWS, oh, okay. I guess maybe it actually did it because I did the test. Anyways, but if we do the switch, it'll make sure to stay. Maybe if it's after a reboot, I don't remember exactly what makes it revert itself, but the test basically just sets everything up as if it was to be applied so that you can see. And so now, bam, look, there you go. Now I have AWS installed. It's that easy. This is why I'm making YouTube video for you guys. Don't worry. I'm going to share all of this greatness with you. As well as if you're interested in Nix, join our Nix growing community. Seriously, we are trying to build more of a Nix growing community. You guys are more than welcome to be a part of it. But this is what we're going to be working with today, right? So if I go back to NixOS configuration, right, I now have AWS CLI installed. I keep hearing people that that Nix documentation is it does. Nix documentation is the equivalent of opening up like a yellow or a white page and then just being like, read it. It's not that great. And it's honestly because I just showed you one thing, which is like how I can use NixOS or Nix to configure a file system or install a package. But there is like millions of other things that it can do, probably, or hundreds of thousands of other things that it can do for an operating system. I mean, again, it can do firewall. Like you see this here where it says like network firewall enable. I just have it disabled, but I can actually configure the whole firewall of a server right here. Think about that, chat. Think about how hard it is to set up proper firewall rules and stuff like that on a server when I can just declaratively write it right here. You know what I mean? So it's, you know, and like if it's not supported, then it begins to be more adopted, or it gets, you know, gets added to the support. And then that's when we, you know, we can do more things. Oh, dear say hi. Thank you so much for the 47 months. Thank you, dear say. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, hello. Cool. Okay. So, as I said, there's tons of things that this can do. And realistically, it's going to try and support as many of those things in the language and in the configuration as it can. Right. And so, yeah, the idea here is it's configuration driven. It's something that we can configure and then tell it, I want it to be like this. Like, here's another common problem, right? Sudo. On servers, a lot of the time, you don't want to have to write your password every time you write sudo, right? So to do this in like Ansible, right, you would be like, all right, well, we need to update slash etc sudo, right? And then we also need to make sure that, you know, we verify it works, because in the off chance that it doesn't, again, these are steps that we have to take to get sudo set up the way that we want. Versus in Nix, I can just be like, sudo enable. Cool. Wheel needs password. Nope. You know, and it knows how to take care of all of that for me. We're Twix. Hello, hello. How are you? Thank you for the 47 months, though, dear say. I appreciate that. Okay, cool. So I've given you guys a little bit of a breakdown of like how this is going to work. Now, I actually already did a little bit of research on this because, as I said, we really just want to set up a very simple, like, cron, right? When you Google NixOS cron, you'll actually notice that they suggest for you to instead use scheduled services. Oh, God, sorry. I hate that. That's a bug right now. Yeah, here you go. So you'll see here that I recently asked a question about a cron discourse and was told it's probably better to use systemd server as consensus in the documentation would say so, right? And there is maybe for the wording, minor cause in general, better. Okay, cool. So I don't know exactly what this is for, because this actually does work. They're called systemd timers, right? And the idea behind it is that instead of just having like a normal cron that just runs a command, what I can do is I can actually make a service in systemd that I have run at a given time. So you'll see I have a systemd service called hello world, right? And then it actually allows you, because it's Nix, to just inject a script here, right? And then you see set EU, right? So I can even tell it, hey, when you execute this script, I want you to fail, right? Like this is a whole shell at this point, right? Package core utils bin echo hello world, right? And this is supposed to be a one shot, and it's got no user as an owner, right? So what does this mean? So what'll happen is two things. One, NixOS will create a new systemd service called hello world, and it'll execute what we tell it to, right? With the service config. Then the second thing it does is it sets up a systemd timer with a corresponding connection to the unit or the systemd service, right? And so what we do is we say systemd timers hello world wanted by timers.target timer config on boot second. So what does this mean? So this means that after boot, how quickly do we want this to run, right? So do we want it to run 24 hours after boot? And I believe it just keeps repeating itself. So like, this might be either boot or it might be day. I don't really remember. But it should repeat itself effectively to whatever frequency we tell it to. And then when it does, it will run the hello world service, right? And so that then runs our respective script. And you'll see here, yeah, timer runs every 5 minutes, which invokes a bash script. And so this is what I want to start with. I want to try and start this. So first thing we'll do is we'll grab system control timers. Let's just see if like anything is in the timers. And look at this. We actually do have stuff in the timers. What do we have? Well, we have log rotate. We have temp files cleanup. And then look at this. We have a Nix GC timer. Well, what is this? What is the Nix GC timer? Well, NixOS actually has a garbage collector, right? And I talk about this in another video. So if you go to our YouTube, if you're very curious about Nix and you go to our archives, not the first link, the second link, just subscribe to both, okay? Just go subscribe to both. But if you go to our archives and then you go to, if you just scroll down, you'll see like infrastructure, Nix and NixOS, technical discussions. If you click on Nix and NixOS, I actually went through a series of Nix tutorials basically, and one of them we talk about the store and the garbage collection. So if you guys are curious in that Nix series, there you go, that's it right there. And obviously whenever we have more Nix content, this gets updated, so be sure to, again, subscribe to the channels, whatever. But that means that we also have a timer, right, that actually does like garbage collection for us as well, that Nix is setting up. So we should be able to use this, you know, pretty easily. So to do that, we're going to go back into NixOS configuration, right? And for now, I'm just going to do this at the top, right? And so what we're going to do is we'll just do this right here. Or actually here, we'll do it under imports just because, yeah. All right, so what do we need? Actually here, let's move this over here. Wait, what? No, you go over there. Cool. And then we will put you right here. Bam. Okay. So let's fix that and let's set this up. Okay. So we're gonna say systemd timers dot. We'll just do the hello world for now. I'm totally fine with the hello world for now, right? Just to make sure this is working the way we expect it to. Right, so wanted, and actually, you know what I'm going to do as well? I'm going to lean on the fact that I know I have NixOS, and I'm not going to worry too much about like formatting or anything like that. So I'm just going to do wanted by equals, actually here, let's do this. I'm going to make my life easier. Systemd timers hello world, right, equals, let's give it our configuration. Wanted by timers dot target, right? Timers dot target, and then we need to provide a timer config, right? And then we'll say on boot seconds equals 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes we want this to run. Put this here actually so you guys can see this. On unit activate seconds equals 5 minutes. Is that right? On unit active, not activate, active. On unit active seconds. Yeah, on unit active seconds, and then the unit itself is going to be hello world.service. Cool? Cool. Okay. So now let's add the next thing. So we're going to say systemd services hello world equals script, right? We want to give it a script. 2 quotes in Nix means that it's a multi-line. Set EU. Now I'm going to do something here that if you don't know what this is, I'm going to explain it to you. So I'm actually going to do a reference to another variable called pack. Now remember, Nix is 3 things, and I talk about this in the video that I'm going to be releasing shortly. Nix is 3 things, okay? It is first and foremost a programming language, okay? The language itself is what everything sits on top of. The configurations are written in it. The way that it is implemented is written in it. Everything that you do in Nix is through the Nix language, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is it's a package manager, okay? And here, I'm actually going to bring this up so that you guys can see this yourself. The Nix Trinity, the declarative Trinity as we call it, chat. The second thing is that it is a package manager, right? And so what it does is it uses the language to create packages as well. And these packages are software of all sorts of things. It could be core utils, it can be Terraform, it can be like anything. As a matter of fact, the Nix package manager is one of, if not the biggest actively maintained package managers out there right now. The Nix package manager supports, I think, around 80,000 different packages. And these packages are not just, and I'm going to be clear here, they are not just normal system packages. They are also Python packages. So they have all Python packages in here. So for example, if I wanted to say Python packages GitHub, or here, GitHub. Look, Haskell, Python 3.9, right? What's your favorite Node package? TypeScript? Okay, cool. Node packages, TypeScript. This is what makes Nix incredibly powerful. What about Vim? Okay, cool. Vim plugins. Got it. Bam. Which one you need? We can find it, right? Actually, I even think LSP containers is in here. Ha-ha! Thank you for the person who added that. But yeah, even LSP containers is in here. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, this is a very actively maintained package manager system. And so what I'm doing, because I'm using the language to set up this script, I'm actually telling Nix to use and build core utils for it. And so what's going to happen is when it sets up this service, it's going to see, oh, well, you need core utils from packages because you want to be able to run bin echo, right? Okay, cool. Well, we're going to build core utils. And then when it's built, this variable, you might notice how it's like in front of a path. This variable translates to the path where the actual build result or build derivation is stored. And so it'll actually look something like this. It'll look something like Nix store blah, 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 /bin /echo, right? And then that's, and here's the thing, chat. It will only use that binary for this specific use case. Now, if you have the binary used elsewhere and it's the same version and everything, then it'll use that version too. Nix is lazy loading, right? So it'll only evaluate what it needs to. And when it evaluates it, it also caches it so that it doesn't have to evaluate it again. Does it need to compile the package to install? Yes and no. So as I just said, Nix is lazy loading. And Nix also does have a caching layer on top of it. So when Nix packages itself gets built, that massive... so to give you more intro or more of like into what Nix packages is, it's a literal repository. That's it. It's just a big ass repository. Sorry, it's just a big ass repository. Like literally, it's just a huge repository. And inside of it, like, okay, let's find something that you guys might know. Let's go to packages. Let's go to develop. Oh, let's go to NeoVim. NeoVim, right? Let's go to NeoVim. Tools, maybe. No, maybe it's under editors. I don't remember. It's somewhere in here. Development, shells, tools, games, development, desktop. No, that's all desktop stuff. Hold on. I know I'm failing right now. Just give me a second. I'm trying to find editors. I know NeoVim's in here. I'll just search for it in here. NeoVim. Yeah, here we go. So if we wanted to see the actual thing that builds NeoVim, yeah, here we go. Editors. Where is it? So we're in editors. Bam. NeoVim. Default, because default's where it's going to start. Bam. We are now looking at the literal derivation, is what they're called in Nix. These are called derivations of how it's going to build NeoVim, right? So I can see all the packages it's going to use, right? Like just how I'm doing it right now. Look, see? gperf, libtermkey, libuv, libv term neovim, right? Like all this stuff, right? And they're using the same thing I'm doing too with like the pathing. Where can I find an example? Actually, they may not be doing that anywhere, but if they were, they'd basically be doing the exact same thing. And so yeah, this is the derivation that builds NeoVim, and this is all within this repository, right? So whenever you need a new package, whenever you need to upgrade a package, any of that kind of stuff, it's just here. And if you were to ask yourself, well, that's cool, BG, does that mean I can run my own I can run my own repository with packages. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you totally can. If you wanted to have your own Nix packages, you totally can do that. They're called overlays. Usually they're called overlays. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now that we've got a decent understanding of that, let's go back to our implementation here and let's finish it. So service config equals type one shot, right? Because we only want it to do once, and user equals nobody. Now I want to show you guys something really quickly. Look at the code here, right? Like it's kind of ugly, right? Like it's not exactly formatted the same way that I wanted to. Now, in normal scenarios, if I wanted to format this correctly, I would need the formatter, right? So I'd have to go out, figure out where the formatter is, install it, or anything like this. Here's another powerful tool and utility with Nix, and I just showed it to you before. I can actually just do Nix shell, Nix packages, because I just showed you where they are. I can actually reference from Nix packages and add specific packages to my shell, right? So if I wanted to do Nix FMT, for example, then I can do that. And what that's going to do is that's actually going to go to Nix FMT in Nix packages, and it's going to install it for me. And again, does this mean that it's installed permanently? No. It just means that it's been added to my shell, and until I close this shell, I have access to it. So now if I do Nix FMT *** Nix, wait, what? Oh, my bad. Yeah, because I'm not in a repository. Sorry. NixOS, sorry, configuration. There we go. If I want to format just the config, look at that. See, it does it instantly. Looks nice, right? And now if I go back to NixOS configuration, look at that. See that? And as a matter of fact, it even did some formatting for us where it like added a new line and stuff. And maybe I don't want that. Like I don't necessarily need to keep all the formatting it does. Like I honestly don't want that actually. But do you know why it did that? Because it made an opinion and said, oh, this doesn't need to be multi-lined. And so that's why it did that. So we'll just get rid of that really quickly. We'll just undo that little bit there because we do in fact, we do in fact want to keep the multi-lining, right? There we go. I think that's right. Set EU. Although, yeah, we got to fix that. There we go. That looks good, right, chat? It looks pretty much identical, right? Okay, cool. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Well, it just means we've added it to the configuration, right? We said that we can test these configurations as well as just rebuild to get the result that we want, right? Okay, cool. Let's do it. NixOS rebuild test. So what's it going to do? It's going to evaluate the system configuration. It's going to rebuild everything in it. And then look at that. Look at that. Look at what it's doing. It's only doing the units. And look at that. There's our world timer. There's our start script. There's our service script. There's the system units update. There's the etc update, right? All this stuff. So now if I do systemd, hold on, list. No, wait, what was it again? System control list timers. Look at that. There it is. Hello world timer. Passed 24 seconds ago. So what does that mean? That means that it's already ran, and on top of that, it's even passed. It's already worked. It ran the first time already. There we go. It's like, think about how easy that was. Oh man, this is why I love Nix. It really is like, it's a DevOps like dream. It really is. It's that easy. It really is that easy, right? And so what do we need to do now, right? Well, we need to do a couple things, right? We need to do the AWS CLI setup part. That needs to make sure that, we have our credentials and stuff. But outside of that, we also just simply need to make sure that the script is running what we want it to, right? I'm not going to worry about the configuration for the credentials right now because I don't want to. However, what we can do is we can actually set up the rest of this script so that it runs the way that we want it to, right? So what we'll do is we'll replace hello world with like our actual name here. So for example, hello world will now become AWS, or maybe just like backup assets, right? Hello world backup assets. Wait, what? Hello world backup assets. There we go. We'll do the same thing here. Cool. All right, so now we've changed it. So I've just changed it from hello world to backup assets. So let's just apply that, and then let's see what we've got for our system control timers. Right, so right now I have a hello world timer that passed 2 minutes ago, and it's got 2 minutes left before it runs. So let's do, I'm just going to switch because I'm not worried about it. So we're going to rebuild that system configuration. And then we're going to look at list timers. And look at that. Backup assets timer is now there, and it just ran. It ran 2 seconds ago, right? Cool. So let's keep moving on, right? So what do we need, right? What do we need, right? Well, there's a couple of things here that we need to kind of consider. The first thing is I told you that you can reference a package directly here, right? So as a follow-up question, do you think, yes or no, just give me a yes or no or 1 or 2 in chat, 1 for yes, 2 for no. Do you think I need to install AWS CLI here as well with Nix? Because I told you that this was going to be a separate installation in its own isolated place, right? For this specific service, right? So do I actually need it here? Right? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that I actually still need to install it globally? Or maybe there's something else I could do. So it doesn't just like apt install. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it always gets cloned. Well, so again, it's lazy loading, right? It's lazy loading. So if there's something it has to build, it will. But if it doesn't have to build it, then it doesn't, and it won't. So the answer to my question is it doesn't actually have to be here, right? The reason for that is because this shell that gets created, right, is going to have its own AWS CLI reference in it. So all I have to do is just say packages AWS CLI 2 bin, and at this point I actually don't even have to do bin echo hello world. What I really just need to do is do bin AWS and then set up my command, right? So I actually have my command in PowerShell. Hang on. So I know it's a little hard to see. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate that. I know it's a little hard to see, but I'm going to copy this command that I have, right? Let me just paste, make sure I got it. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. And then I'm just going to do this. Oh, whoops. That's not the paste command in Linux. I forgot. Boom. There we go. Now, what is happening here, chat? Well, we have a systemd service that has backup assets, right? And if we look at it, we set EU, and if we wanted to, we could actually be like pipe fail, you know, like we could add more if we wanted to. But for now, we'll just say EU, right? If it errors or anything like that, then fail. And then what do we have? We have a very simple one-liner. We use Nix to get the AWS CLI 2 package and reference its complete path for our script. And then we do S3, sync, delete, exclude, storage class, right? Now this is different, right? Because this isn't the case. It's not Z for us. What it actually is for us is /mount Samba assets, right? And that goes to network share assets, right? Bam. And that's it. That's it. The only thing I really need to do left is simply just make sure that it works, right? So I would apply this. Well, actually, first what I would do before applying this is I would set up the key, right? Like it's not going to work without the key that it needs to connect to Amazon, right? So I'm going to have to do like AWS configure, right? That'll set up a credentials on the server, right? And then once that's done, all I have to do is apply this. And all I have to do is rebuild this. And once I rebuild it, right, it will immediately say, all right, S3 sync, delete, exclude, storage class, standard IA, mount, Samba assets, S3, Alta 4 network share assets. Bam. Right? Now I want to test this. I actually want to do this. And we are going to set this up and we are going to test this and try it. But before we do that, let's just create a new file. Like let's create something that when this runs, we should see it appear. Right? So we're going to create a text document. We'll just call it test. Or you know what? We'll call it hi chat. Because I like saying hi to chat. So we'll say hi chat, right? Now, what's cool about this is that it is a network share. So if I go to cd mount samba assets, hi chat, right? So hi chat is there. Cool. Result doesn't have to be. We can get rid of that. That's not needed. But you'll see that now we have hi chat, right? So if we go to Amazon and we go to S3, and then we go to our bucket, network share, and we go to assets, right? We should be able to, once this is applied, see a new hi chat appear, right, with the run. Now, before I do this, I have to set up the AWS credentials. Excuse me. And so to do that, I just have to do AWS configure. However, from our earlier conversation, we have automation in place. If we go back to our machine automation, right, that says whenever we create a user, right, we store its credentials in Secrets Manager, right? So if I want to get the credentials for AWS configure for this server, I'm going to have to go to Secrets Manager first and then find that user. And in this case, we'll see that here it is, network share assets, which we can open in a new link, and network share production, which we can open in a new link. Now, I'm not going to show you these pages. I'm not going to show you these pages. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to, I'm going to create a touch setup.sh script so that none of this gets shared to the bash history. Yeah, and then we'll do set EU. And then what we'll do is AWS configure. And I'm going to need to AWS configure help. I might just have to do this manually. Might have to create this file manually, actually. I don't know if AWS configure allows you to, like... Is there an AWS setup? Oh, no, there's not. Okay, so it really is just configure. Yeah, see, it wants this. Shove them directly into AWS credentials. Oh, never mind. We're good. We're good. That's right. It prompts me. Okay, it prompts me. I forgot. Let me just copy these in. It prompts me, chat. We're fine. It just prompts me. I'm an idiot. Just 1 second. Let me get these values. It just prompts me. Okay, we should be good. So now I'm going to SSH back into the server because I wiped out the session just to make sure I didn't have anything stuck there. And then if I do AWS S3, see, I won't actually be able to do anything against it because I only allow put. So I guess I could do AWS S3 LS, S3 alt. It's going to fail, but it should at least tell me that it's denied. Network share assets. This should fail. Hang on. Yeah, so, and this is right, because I don't allow list objects v2. However, we didn't get like a overall credential failure in the sense that like it couldn't access Amazon directly. And so that should mean that this has been set up properly now, at least. Have you looked at AWS Storage Gateway? A bit of a pain to do initial setup, but it lets you Samba and NF shares and the writing to S3 happens automatically. We talked about that a little earlier. This is on-prem right now. And the main reason why it's on-prem is just simply because of bandwidth, you know? No matter what, the moment it's in Amazon, we're going to get charged for bandwidth, pulling stuff out of Amazon, putting it back in Amazon. And right now, we don't want to incur those charges. Basically, the TLDR on that. And so that's why we really only incur them when we back up. Yeah. At least right now. But it is something like in the future, if we could be completely cloud like across the board, then I'm not against it, you know. I'm not against it at all. Okay, Vim, etc, NixOS configuration. All right, so let's look at our configuration one last time here before we actually apply it, because this next time we apply it, it's actually going to try and it's going to try and sync. So AWS S3 sync, delete, exclude, DS store, storage class, standard IA, mount Samba assets to S3, Alta 4 network share assets. That looks pretty good. Pretty good to me, man. Did you know? All right, so I'm going to get rid of these extra quotes just to, we'll keep them. It's fine. We'll keep them. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do, chat, is we don't want this to be every 5 minutes. We want this to be every 24 hours. So we'll do it every 24 hours. Oh yeah, I already read that one, sorry. I appreciate that though, Chameleon. How's it going? Sussberg, what's up, dude? How's it going? Grievous, what's up, dude? How's it going? Hello, hello. What do you recommend, VMware or VirtualBox? VMware. Yeah, hands down, VMware. Why? Because VMware is an actual product that's being maintained by a company, whereas like VirtualBox is just kind of like the redheaded stepchild of Oracle. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's something great you can start with. But I think if you really want like full VM performance, all that kind of stuff, I just think VMware is a much better product. Yeah. Yo, Akira, what's up, dude? How's it going, buddy? Hello, hello. Thank you for the 39 to tier 3, dude. Oh my God, that's so much money. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, bud. How are you, Akira? Yo, Jay, what's up, dude? How are you? 24 months, dude. 2 years. Oh my God, we've known each other for far too long. How's it going, Jay? Happy New Year's, bud. How are you? How are you? Hope you're doing well. All in winter. Oh my gosh. I forgot about that, dude. I forgot that you did. All in winter, dude. Thank you for the 10 gifted subbies, my man. Thank you so much. It's good to see you too, bud. Hello, hello. K. Merrick, Pravan, Nilium, Zyzep. Are you kidding me, Zyzep? You're not subscribed? I ought to kick you out of our Discord. I'm kidding. Nick, Defy Us All, DPS, Dirk, Big Lacana, and Musty. Be sure to thank your gifted subber. Be sure to thank it. Wow, Rude? Bro, you are like a quintessential like part of the Alta 4 stream. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time. All in winter, dude. Thank you so much dude. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, man. It's good to be back. I appreciate the love and support. Holy why? What? Oh my God. Belated Christmas present. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Akira, dude. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted subbies, dude. Dumb chicken. Arise, chicken, arise. Live coding, JQ, I don't know how to say that. Jaxtior. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Herky, Bulk Dev, that guy Bougie, Tigger, Storm Shadow, Strikes, Strife, Deatless, that's a pretty good name. Standard Robot, Null, Sisket, Only Nope, Bob Stark, Pyro Cat, because I can't say words, Mr. Adonai and Denio, I think, Digital Militia, and Refactor This. Please be sure to thank your gifted subber. What the dude, Akira, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. Zummy, what are we doing? Zummy, you're like a friend of the family, okay, man? You definitely don't have to be doing this. Zummy, dude, thank you for 10 or 15 gifted subs as well, dude. Holy crap. Thank you so much, guys. I want it here. Just bring it in. Come here. Here, come on. Let's hug it out. Come here. I love you too. I love you too. Okay. Okay. I've missed you too, chat. I've missed you too. Zummy, dude, thank you for the 15 gifted subs, my dude. Snowflake, Lemonade, Ducky Duck, Muck, Spyro, White Tiger, Wifirm, Ridiculous, Vulgar LOL, The Beast from the Middle East. That's a great name. Jordy, Bowdy, Ezolda, Scale, I'm gonna call you Skull, and Scrept. Dude, please be sure to thank you. If you guys, like, literally, if you guys just got a gifted subby from either Zummy or from Akira or from anybody, All in Winter as well. Sorry, All in Winter, don't hate me. Please be sure to thank them. Seriously, these guys are constantly supporting us, especially the last three that I just said. You guys really do support us a ton. Thank you guys so much. Please be sure to thank your gifted subber. All in Winter. What the? Dude, I just thanked you. I can't thank you again, man. Oh my God. Who are you? Are you just like rich? Because I mean, you know, I'm open to being your sugar baby. I have a price, man. Okay, I do have a price. Dude, All in Winter, thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the additional 20 gifted subs, man. That's, I gotta be clear, within the last 5 minutes, 10, 30, 45, 50, is that 55? I think 55 subs, dude. Oh my God. Thank you so much, man. You guys are, I love you guys. Thank you so much, All in Winter, again, for the additional 20 subs. MD Dealer, Patchbox Live, Tired Sys Admin, Fidel, Locust, Shearer. Are we fighting? Are we fighting? Is that what's happening now? Dude, I'm not able to thank people quick enough. Hold on, Akira, thank you for the additional 10. Hold on, I didn't even get through the first one. Locust, Shearer, Light, Top Driver, Morgal, Miguel, Dragon Dust, Robiton, Mancow, Serene Falls. Jeez, I can't type. Kazakh, Joseph, Manny Moki, Edit, Smedward, and Hardwin. Please be sure to thank your gifter. Please be sure to thank All in Winter if you got a gifted sub. Okay, hold on. Let me get a breath here. Akira, thank you, buddy, for the additional 10 as well. Ms. Deal, Hopo Goblin, Bert Zioy, McNulty, Starkilla, Two Dorks, Douglas, Tigor, Garden something, and then Oh Noes. Please be sure to thank Akira. Dude, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I love you guys. We love you. Thank you. I don't know what else to say, but thank you. That's so nice. Thank you, guys. Seriously. Akira wants the gold train. Yeah, he does. I know he does. He's going for it. All in Winter's gonna give you a fight, dude. Like, he's just gonna, okay? That's all I can say. He's gonna give you a fight. E-girl with no subscriber. Hey, man, it's a tough world out there. Trust me. I just became... I only recently be able to become an e-girl with subscribers. Yo, what's up, honeydew? How's it going, QQ? I'm glad you haven't drowned. Yeah, I mean, today's actually a nice day. I appreciate you asking about that in the Discord. Today's actually a nice day, thankfully. So, yeah, it's been raining pretty bad here. All in Winter, yeah. Thank you again, All in Winter, Akira, Zummy. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Again, it's people like you who keep us alive. Viewers obviously keep us alive, and we appreciate you guys so much for all of that. Thank you. Thank you guys, seriously. JK, I already thanked. I appreciate that, dumb chicken. Thank you, buddy. He does want the golden train, though. I'm in the lead. Wait, are you in the lead? Now you're not. Oh, jeez. Like, so, okay, so hold on. I just want to say this really quickly. Like, this is just fun to watch. Oh, dude, All in Winter, thank you again for I was about to say, not anymore, man, for an additional 10 gifted subs. Night Owl, Parkour, Ilfrans, Peace, Adriama, Ismat, Lazy Guru, Wink, Rolling, and Kurlan T. Please be sure to thank All in Winter. Dude, Akira, I was about to say, he's going to give you a run for your money, man. There is a new player, there's a new contender in the arena, all right? and it's all in winter. Dude, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Dodged. Okay, if you dodged. I can't believe you guys are... Dude, where's Melky? Somebody get Melky over here. Okay, now we have to get Melky over here just for QA testing at this point. What the Jay, dude, thank you. Yeah, I would say you caught up, buddy. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the 20. What? Why? Oh my God. All right. What are we doing? Are we not? Okay, we're not programming anymore, chat. We've chat has decided I am not. Can I just run we're so close to running this. We are so close to having one thing done in a day, chat. I said we were going to do something today. Oh my gosh. You guys are literally DDoSing me from with gifted subs from being able to make me finish this damn stream. Jay, thank you so much for the 20 gifted sub, dude. Tycoon, Ched Dev, Rudix, the Eliver, Kenzo Dev, Avi, what's up, buddy? MDS Ubuntu, Silent Tech, Labor, Amazing, Pressure's Up, I Am At, Suiji, Aiden J. Bennett, Hurt You Dev, Spokey. I can't even talk. I'm running out of, I can't even speak. Words are escaping me. I don't even know what words are anymore. I'm running out of breath. Oku, Kaznia, Real Max, E Scruggs, and Alex, please be sure to thank It's J Phils, dude. Oh, seriously, by the way, if you guys don't know It's J Phils, go give him a follow. He's a fantastic person. Just like salt of the earth. Great guy. Be sure to go say hello to him the next time he's live. There we go. And BG just realized whatever he's doing right now means he can quit his J-Top. No, we're not there yet, but I appreciate that. Akira, dude, thank you for 10. There's no more, right? Like I can say these next 20 and then we're good. Is that Akira, thank you. Thank you so much from the bottom of me and Atota's heart. Thank you guys. Seriously, I know we're having fun, but this is real money. I got to say this, like, thank you. You guys don't know how amazingly helpful these, again, this is. We appreciate you. Thank you guys. Akira gifted 20 gifted subs. Filler Gaming, Kenny, Smashella, Z Zespro, Machine Gun, Preston Code, Simonot, K-Bray, Deadbit, I Am the Benja, The Rugged Bear, The Cat Was Not, Mancuss, Loquilili, Wazirk, D-Rod, Knight, X Marto, Iron Man, and Easy Light. Dude, did you still dodge one? Alcaeus, did you really still dodge one? Hold on. Who here just dodged like all of those? Give me a name in chat. Or was it you, Alcaeus, that you did? I can't believe you still didn't have it. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I had a Prime sub. Okay, hold on. Oh, what? Are you serious? Hold on. Why can't I give a sub on my own channel? Where is Melky? I need Melky. He's the person in charge of this. I can't even... Dude, look at this. I wanted to gift you one, Alcaeus. I can't even gift you a sub on my own channel. What? Dodged it and yoinked. And dodged it and get yoinked. Akira, thank you again for the gifted sub, dude. Oh, you tried again and QQ got it. So you can't give me one. Oh, that's why I can't give you one. Okay, never mind. My bad. It's not Twitch's fault. That's my bad. I misunderstood that. I didn't realize. Okay, you used your Prime sub. I got you. Again, Jay, Akira, Zummy, all in winter. I'm gonna have to like take you guys out on a date or something, man. I feel like I owe you now. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. It's good to be back, and we really appreciate the loving welcome back. Thank you guys. And again, if you got a gifted sub and you haven't thanked him yet, please be sure to thank your gifted subber. A date? I mean, hey man, I gotta do something. Like I told you, man, I do have a price. All right, like. I don't like feeling like no, I'm just kidding. I'll do something, man. We gotta do something soon for sure. He's like, wait, what? Like, wait, you're gonna let me take I mean, as a community, chat, we gotta do something as a community soon. All right, let me run this really quickly. I want to see if this is working. So we've got our backup assets in place. We've got the script set up, and on top of it, we have set up the credentials. All right. So now we're just going to do a rebuild one more time and hope that it runs. All right. And hope that I also didn't like accidentally mess this up. All right. Okay, there it goes. List timers. All right, 23. Okay, so it hasn't run yet. See that? Backup assets. So it's not run yet because it's actually going to wait. So either that or no, I think it might be running right now. Actually, I think it's running right now. Yeah, I think it might actually be running right now. So let's give it a second. Actually, let's refresh this too. Okay, still nothing. So either it's still running. Let's do this. Let's go to bottom really quickly. Oh, let's go to top. Whatever. I don't think it's running yet. Which makes me a little confused because I thought it would have run on initial setup. But see, you see it doesn't have a last and it doesn't have a past, which makes me think it's either not running at all or it hasn't run yet. Well-deserved hype train. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Seriously. Again, everybody who helped out with the hype train, thank you guys. I really appreciate that. We broke our hype train record, 120. Wait, what? Are you serious? Holy crap. Dude, 2023, baby. Breaking new records. Reboot it. I don't want to reboot this because this is like a whole server. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I actually want to reboot this because this is like a whole server. I just don't think it's ran yet, which makes me think that maybe. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the greatest experience with timers, so I don't know like all of the commands and whatnot. Manually run a service for testing purposes. So I could manually run one. I genuinely think it's just not run. I do. I don't think it's run yet because it's so far out. You need some water after the... Yeah, I do. I really do. I only have coffee too, which like I don't really want to drink that, but like, you know, it's kind of all I got. It's good to see you, QQ, by the way. I hope you and Simone are doing well. Staying warm, not freezing your tushes off. And the pup, of course, and the pup. Did you ever do a drunk stream? I have a while ago. We normally just do those when we're like playing video games and stuff though. So yeah. All right, let's do system control help. Units or jobs of the manager. Is there like a way I can see the logs? Service log level. List unit files. Jobs, environments, system commands. I don't know if I should just run it. You know what I mean? To see inactive timers too. Oh, is it just journal? Okay, never mind. I didn't know it was just journal. Okay. Journal control -u. And then the name of the unit. Oh, and then the unit name. Duh. Yeah, I'm a dummy. You guys just DDoSed my brain, okay? I forgot that these are just system D services. Hang on one second. Hang on. Yeah, so it looks like it. Oh, but this is the timer. Let's look at the service itself. My bad. I looked at the timer, not the service. Hang on. Yeah, I don't think it ran. Well, so it says it finished backup, deactivate, finish backup asset service. And like we could, okay, so starting it. So this would have all been the same. Yeah, this would have been the hello. So I don't think it's ran, chat. You guys think it's ran? I don't think it's actually run yet. Should we manually run it and just see what happens? I think we might just need to manually run it. I don't think it ran. Should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. All right. So we're going to do this. Backup assets. I think that's all we need. Okay, now, again, because I don't want to dox myself, I'm going to run this first by hitting enter over here. Hang on. We got it. Music name, just hover over the stream, bud. It's an integration directly with Twitch. If you just hover over the stream, oh, it's not here. It's on your screen, not mine. Or do you not see it? Wait, do you guys not see oh, maybe it's not working. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's not. We might have to reconnect soundtrack. Okay, yeah, we might have to reconnect soundtrack. The name here, I got you, bud. The name is here you go. The name of the song is Slasher Extra Terra Remix. There you go. That's the name of it. So it looks like, look at this. File directory is not readable. Okay, so it thinks that it's a file, right? So that just might be something as like a configure. Yeah, dude, I got you. Sorry about that. I thought you could see the thingy, but I guess not. Wait, why is it saying, okay, so that's an interesting, oh, because it's nobody. We're probably gonna have to run this as root, eh? Yeah, that's probably what this is gonna need to run as. It's gonna need to run as root. All right, let's try that. Switch. I bet you it needs to run as root. Yep. 2 seconds ago, it just ran. Okay. So it did in fact run, but I'm still not seeing the thing. So let's go to this really quickly. Hang on. Ah, look at this, chat. Look at this. So we're moving forward, but look at this. You see this really quickly? Access denied when calling list objects operation. So what this means is that our policy is too strict. And because it's so strict, we don't have this. How do we fix this, chat? How do we fix this? Just go to the machine user. So, and I can fix this really quickly now without necessarily having to, push it up and whatnot. But here, look. So chat, if you were to say, hey, BG, how do you add this permission? Ready? User, service, network share assets, action, turn it into an array, right? Turn it into an array. S3. Which one does it want? List objects v2. Okay. List objects v2. Put this before it. Right? And we're going to need this for both, right? Because we're going to need it for the other server as well. So might as well just grab the action really quickly. Right? Go down here. Paste it. Right? Delete the old one. Format it so it's a little nicer. Right? And then we just do secrets, Pulumi update. Oh. Hang on. All right, Rob. Have a good one, buddy. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate that. Again, if you are new to our Discord, if you are new to our community, be sure to check out our Discord, as well as the social medias and the YouTubes. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, so let's go to details. Bam. All right, there we go. Here we go. Yeah, dude. Don't worry. There's a lot of more Nix stuff ahead. All right, so we're going to apply this really fast, and then we're just going to rerun it, okay? Okay, bam, bam. Like that quick, chat. That's how quick, all right? So now, let's run it. So we're going to start it, all right? I'm going to start it. And it failed. Okay, why did it fail? Let me see. Okay, it might not have resolved just yet. I might need more than a second for list objects v2. When calling list objects v2 operation, access denied. Yeah, that should be fine. Although the list objects might need to be on the bucket itself, so I might have to try and change that. Bottom line, all I'm saying is that this is essentially working. We just need to figure out the policies and stuff. If this doesn't work again, if I run this again and it immediately fails, yeah. Okay, so then I believe what this means is that, yeah, I need to put this on the bucket itself. So let's go back here. Let's go to user, service, right? And what we're going to do is we're actually going to break out these statements, right? So we're going to grab this statement and then we're going to copy and paste it right above it, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to say allow list objects on everything, right? Basically on the bucket itself. So we can do that. And then here. Again, I'm not too sure. I don't remember exactly which policy needs to be changed for this to work, but we're just going to try one last thing here. So network share, list objects v2. I think, I want to say it's supposed to be that. Yo, DS Legends, thank you for the 19 months, man. Let's just try this really quickly. Because, like, I can just update it if not. All right. Details. Yes. All right, let's see. Let's see if this works. All right. Go back here. Now, from my understanding, this should happen pretty much instantaneously. So I guess maybe give it like 60 seconds. I feel like it updates instantaneously, though. That's still failing. Okay. Why are you failing now? Okay. It's still failing on the list objects operation. So I need to figure out why this is failing. But at the end of the day, like, we have this set up now. It's stupid. Stupid AWS permissions. Actually, hold on. Let's do this really fast. Let me just do, let's ask Chat GPT. Chat, why not? Show me an example IAM role allowing that that allows AWS S3 sync command to a bucket. I love ChatGPT. Allow, yep, action, S3 put object, S3 get object, list object. But see, that's the thing, is like, oh, okay. So maybe, all right, this will be the last thing I try, and then I probably gotta go. So maybe, yeah, so maybe the resource, okay, I did the resource thing weird. All right, let's go back here. So grab this, put this here. I use Kitty, by the way. I use Kitty. That's the terminal I use. Well, we don't know. ChatGPT is also like confidently wrong quite a lot. If you've used it enough, you'll recognize that, yeah, it's confidently wrong quite often. So it might be right. It might be right. We don't know for sure. But that does look like it could be accurate. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, authentication with IAM is pretty common. Yeah, pretty common. Now this is saying that it wants list objects v2. So I'm just going to keep it as list objects v2 for now. Oh, that you know. Fair enough, Microman. My bad, dude. My bad. I got you. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it looked right. Like, I forgot about the dual stacking, and like, I forget that you can either have it as a single or as, you know, as an array from time to time. So yeah, I think you're right as well. You do need list bucket. Do you? Because it's not failing on that call, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess that... Let me try this really quickly. I think you're right. I think you might be right. Let me just try this really fast, and then if you're right, then I don't know. You were right. Now I'm curious. You know what I mean? It's one of those like, that seems right, but like, wouldn't that hit me with that log? You know what I mean? I would rather not know I am if... Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, cool. All right, so we've got that. Let's run it. Nope. List objects v2, access denied. So we're still getting that. So yeah, let's do list bucket. Let's try list bucket now. If that's the case, then I don't understand why it's not showing it to us. You know what I'm saying? That's my only like, is like, why isn't it showing us that error? S3 list bucket. But could be this. Let's give it a shot. And then again, this will be the last thing I try, but I'd like to see it run. I don't want to have to do like star, man, but at this point I might, just so that it works. No, I'm kidding. I'm not actually going to do that. Well, it's just using S3 sync. You know what I mean? It's just using S3 sync underneath the hood. So it's whatever S3 sync is doing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's a better way of putting it is I'm not sure. All right, let's try this. Still failed. List objects v2. Yeah, it's still okay. Here, I'm just gonna copy this really quickly. You did your best, ChatGPT. I appreciate it, but Google's gonna help me now. AWS S3 sync. Yeah, here we go. Huh. Well, okay. I mean, you were right, but I guess maybe it's how I'm defining it. Because it's not on the... Oh, it's not on the bucket itself. It's on... Yeah. Okay, hold on. Dude, I hate IAM. I hate IAM. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I do and I don't. Maybe it's because of that. Right? Because they're doing it on the bucket itself. List bucket. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yep. Yep, makes sense. It's like I do this for a living or something. To be honest with you, I just use search too much. I don't actually try and remember these things. Okay, so this should be good, right? Yeah, this should be good. And here, if we want to just make it so that it looks nice and pretty, we'll just do this. Same thing here. Okay. Allow list bucket and then allow. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. That looks right. I am very glad I'm not often the only one that. Oh no, dude. I am is. Well, here's the thing too, man. It's just like you think I am and Amazon's ridiculous, and I mean I don't know. I guess it's kind of a mixed response for me, but Azure's is like also like whoa, because they use like role names and it's a bit more granular. It's interesting. Okay. One more time, chat. Here we go. Come on, baby. God dang it. Why? Oh, that looks like a different error. No, still. List objects v2 operation access denied. What are the difference between it's just different. Like they call it IAM, but it's like they have I feel like they rely on roles. Lists, more specifically, Amazon lists the source and destination, check whether the object exists, then performs the following API calls: copy, get, and put. You must have the permission to. You must have this permission to perform list. Is the name of permission that allows list object. List object v2 is the name of the API call of the list objects. If your user roles belongs to another account, to check the IAM policies list bucket. If your user role belongs to Yeah, no, I'm slightly wondering if like now this isn't working because of like I'm actually wondering if maybe it's not even getting the. Yeah. Okay, here, let's try this really quickly. AWS S3 LS. Oh, right. Because I didn't actually add it. Nix shell. Nix packages. AWS CLI 2. AWS S3 LS S3 Alta 4 LLC network share. Yeah, it works. Yeah, it's working. Well, the LS at least works. That's interesting. I'm wondering, let's try one more thing really quickly. NixOS configuration. Because here's the only other thing I can think of, chat. Now, see, it's running it as root. So it should have the credentials it needs. All right, we're going to try one more thing really quickly. Just for gits and shiggles. And I'm not even going to like close my editor because I'm not keeping that. I just want to see if it's working. Yeah, it's being set. It's being set. See, it's, yeah. Let's just see if this works. If this works, then if this doesn't work, my suspicion is correct, and it's something to do with the user not getting the proper credentials when it runs. If it does work, then it's something IAM related. All right, let's try this. List timers, run, or start. Wait, what? Start. There we go. It worked. So it's something to do with the IAM role. There it is. Hi, chat. Woo! We did it. All right. I hate IAM, but whatever. It worked. Cool. All right. It worked. All right. So here's what we're going to do, chat. Here's what we're going to do. CD. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm hoping it does. RM-RF. Hi, chat. CD. Start. And it's gone, baby. Nice. We're good. We're working. Hell yeah. All right. We're good. We're set it up. I'll figure out the IAM role thing later. I don't know what exactly, like, it's, so here's the thing. List bucket is obviously set right because it would have given us an error, right? So this is right. So outside of list objects v2, it might need like list objects, maybe. Right? Like maybe it needs oh, is it just list objects then? Okay, let's try this. Hold on, let's try this. We'll try this one more time. So list objects and put object. All right. I feel comfortable about that. Then why respond with it like that? Amazon? Huh? Why actually that pisses me off. You think I need get object and put object? I don't think we need get. Well, maybe. Let's give it a shot. Okay, this will be the last thing. Now I am least privileged takeover. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me get list because it's list objects. Is it list objects? List bucket. Is it list objects? Is that correct? God dang it. AWS IAM S3 actions. I should have just done this. List object list. What? There is no list object. Yeah, there is no list object. So that's what? Is it just get put only? Huh. I don't see a list on here. Yeah, the error sucked. So if that's the case, then do you know what I'm thinking, chat? I'm thinking it may just be get. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it might just be maybe get object and put object because it's like a sync. I don't know. Again, we've got it working. I just want to see. We'll try one last thing here, and then I got to bounce. Yeah, but the list that's probably why that failed. Oh, you know what, dude? I bet you it was working. And because that was there, that was breaking it. I'm going to try one more thing. Hold on. I want to try one more thing here. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of get as well. So it's just put and list bucket. Last, just, you know, just trying it. Now, if we know this will work because this setup dot, well, it'll run, but yeah. Yeah, right? Destructuring arrays just means that you're going to grab, so here you go. Destructuring arrays looks like this. My array, right? And say you've got like 5 things in it. So you're going to grab the first thing, then you're going to grab the second thing, right? Third, etc. Right? That's how destructuring arrays works. It's just you're grabbing the elements that you choose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. I was right. Yep. It was because it was in there. So yeah, we're locked down, baby. Yeah, we're locked down. Good. Oh. Wait, what? That went further. Why did you fail this time? Delete object. Oh, it needs delete object because it does the sync delete. Oh, I forgot about that. Delete object. Okay. Because it's a sync, so it's going to delete anything as well. Okay. Because I have that. Like, look. Here, look. Where is it? Come on. Yeah. See, we've got the delete right there. So, yeah, that's what it was. It was 2 things. It was that we had the list objects v2 thing in there, which should not have been in there. And then the second thing was that we don't have the delete, right? So, yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. All right, here we go, chat. Last try right here. Here we go. Ah, what? Where are we failing now? We're so close, man. Delete object. It still says it's failing on delete object. Maybe I didn't add it right. Delete object. Yeah. Huh. Huh. I have that. All right, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. We know that the star works, so I just got to figure out whatever random, you know, combination of things that it needs. Yeah, it looks totally fine. I think there's something else. I think it's freaking out. I think there's something else we need to put there because again, when we did the star, it worked. So I'm fine with that. Guys, I got to get going. I got to head to work actually. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. You guys have been absolutely fantastic with all the gifted subbies. Again, all in winter, Akira, Zummy, as well as It's Chase Phils. Thank you guys for all of our resubs and our new subs. Thank you guys again. If you're new to our channel, remember, as always, please be sure to check out that little blurb right there. We are a co-hosted stream by myself, BG, as well as my good friend Atoda. You get to hang out with me during the week where I do DevOps and all of these other kind of things. We work on all these projects and we work together on learning some cool stuff. I normally stream 3 times a week. That's anywhere starting between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays normally. However, and this is what I'm going to say, I am pretty busy these days, and so I'm just streaming more so when I can to make sure we get the hours in. So yeah, be sure to check out the Discord, join the Discord, check out the Discord, as well as check out our YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. The first one is where all of our new content's going to go, all of the Nix content for the year, as well as any other DevOps content and stuff like that. The next one is going to be the archives. This is where all of our VODs go. So what you saw today will be on the VOD or will be in the archives over the next few days. And remember, you can check out those playlists to see about Nix and all the other stuff that we do. The archives are very awesome, so I recommend subscribing to both of those wonderful, wonderful channels. Outside of that, again, thank you guys so much. Be sure to follow us on social media, really just the Twitter. And yeah, if you guys ever have questions, if you ever, whatever, hit me up in the Discord. I'm there for you. So thank you. Seriously, thank you guys so much. I missed you, and I'm very glad to be back. So I'm excited for what we're going to be doing, man, in 2023. I'm super hyped. All right, who should we raid? Let me find us somebody to raid really quickly. All right, tell you what. Well, actually, I don't know if they are still going or not. Let's see here. Hang on one second, guys. Let me see if I can find somebody for us to raid. Let's do this. Let's raid somebody that I would like to raid because they're a cool person. I don't think we've ever raided them. Let's go raid Faison. If you guys don't know who Faison is, he's a really cool developer. He built a plugin that I used for a little while. I think it's called Hop, but it's a really neat NeoVim plugin. He's a Rust developer as well. Just a really cool guy. So let's go raid Faison. Let's show him some love. Let's give him a little bit of hype that the wonderful hype you guys have given me. Thank you so much again. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you do. And yeah, I hope to see you next Alta 4 stream. All right, guys. Love you. Enjoy the raid.